Thank you, brother.
People, there's a few basic things you need to listen to, okay? We have everything. No one escapes this. Your money's safe. There's a new system coming that is going to make this place flourish like never before. There's been minimum 2 sets of books, 3 sets of books in some places around the world. So when everything goes on the first set of books, we don't have a homeless problem. We don't have a hunger problem. The wealth of the wicked has been stolen from them, actually taken from them, but they never, they stole it. So we took some stolen money back from them, which was our money. It's going to be given to everybody the way it's supposed to be handed out, so it doesn't turn into a shit show. All the inventions and stuff they kept from us, we own them all. We own the patents. It's the Treasury, the U.S. Treasury is going to get paid for people that want to use those patents in the future. All sicknesses and diseases and crap are going away. Our military isn't going to be the world reserve currency spread out all over, God's green earth. They're all coming home. The children are coming to America. They're going to speak God's word so damn loud that there's no effing way anybody on the planet doesn't see what the hell went on. Everything's going to be fine. There's nothing to worry about. You don't have to wake up any more people. That's obvious because Q hasn't dropped a damn thing in 13 months. That's what that means, folks. Should have figured that out 7 months ago. Which I did and started telling everybody. Everybody needs to calm down and relax, including the guys talking, but I'm talking for a fact. We're having fun. And, it's just a little bit more direct this way. And what other good news could we possibly pile on top of this? All this other good news. Oh, yeah. The royalty of the world's going away because they're not royalty for us. They were royalty for them. They're the old kings and queens that just thought they ran this place. They're all gone. The government's going to be way smaller. There's going to be nobody riding free on this program. Nobody's going to be abusing the system and getting away with it. Our air is going to be cleaner. Our water is going to be cleaner. Our food's going to be cleaner. There's going to be real joy. Joy 50, America 50. All the worrying is not necessary. You have no idea what's going on. Trump said fake news, 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 fake news. Wake me up in a half hour from this coma I'm in of saying fake news, because that's how long I'm going to have to say it to get as many times fake news is out. Everything is fake news. It's just fake news. No, you're not fake news. You're really fake news. Fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news. Quit watching the damn fake news. The beautiful thing about the end of the movie is everybody has to come clean because the credits roll and they tell you who is who. And you're going to be more than blown away when this thing's over. Trust me. In a positive way. You won't need guns galore and tons of ammo, and that shit's practically worthless at this point. Right now, I'd be selling that shit and buying silver. There's your financial advice. Shit. What else can we pile on here? Retirees have been being chiseled forever because the way they calculate everything, they don't keep up with the cost of living. They say they do, but they don't. They're literally robbing money from them every year and saying, oh, this is the new rate, even though here's the expenses. But here's the new rate, but here's the expenses. But here's the new rate, but here's the expenses. Here's the expenses. Here's the new rate. Here's the expenses. Here's the new rate. Here's the expenses. That shit's gone. That bullshit's going away. There's going to be a real amount of money paid to people because we have it. We own every company, corporation in this country because they all interfered in the election because they're all owned by the cabal. They interfered. That's Executive 13848 on 9/12/2018. That was for 3 years. That Biden extended for a year. Right, whatever. And it was extended, but not by Biden because he's dead. Let's face it, Joe's shot. And so they interfered. We took all their shit. We own it all. The Treasury has $34 quadrillion worth of money in it. Let me see. What problems do I have now? Clean food, clean water, clean church, because that bunch of bastards is going to burn. Religion's going to die. Faith is going to fly. People are going to be having church in their houses where it belongs, not in some big monster where they take 10% of your income. That's bullshit. Let me see. Sunday's freed up pretty good now. Food, water, air. Oh, yeah. Everybody's getting their water rights back. All the thievery's done. It's all coming back. You get all your taxes back, prorated over a 10-year period. All your debts getting wiped from banks and credit unions because they just fabricated the loans out of thin air, which means that you don't owe them shit because they didn't bring a real contract of any value to the courtroom to prove that you owe them. They won't be asking. They're done. They're owned. Trump owns them. They're done. You own them. They're done. Let me see how bad it's going to be in the future here now. Let me see. We're not going to have bullshit music shoved down our throat by a bunch of pedophiles. We have some real creativity, real movies, real plays, not shit like Hamilton where they ram it down your throat for 8 years. Because, oh, he's so lovely. Oh, you mean the bastard that set up the first bank in the United States and the second bank in the United States? Basically, the creature from Jekyll Island times 2. Yeah, right. Whatever. That shit's gone. Real sound money. Let me see. What other shit can we possibly pile onto this nightmare that's coming? Let me see. Friendlier people. Oh, man. Let people that aren't stressed out. The people that aren't in the rat race anymore. God, that's really terrible. Let me see. Dang. There's going to be a lot of excess cardboard because the homeless won't need it. What else could we possibly pile on? Which means they won't be lighting it on fire, stay warm after they're done using it from, to keep out of the rain. Let me see. Free energy is coming. Clean energy. That's a terrible thing. No 5G cell towers. No HARP. No weather control. That stuff's going away. That means it's going to rain in California where food is grown and, we'll have food. Let me see. What else do they... paper straw. Anybody with paper straw? Screw that shit. Hemp is going to be grown. So you can have real clothes. And we don't have to cut down the forest for paper. That's a terrible thing. What else is terrible that's coming? Damn, your neighbor's going to talk. Well, wait a minute. That's okay. I've gone too far. I don't
show me an account.
I'm not done. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just saying some stuff. Some stuff that needs to be said. Banks aren't going to be around to rip you off the way they've been ripping you off. No more credit card crap shoved down your throat. No credit score bullshit. No propagandizing bullshit from your teachers and professors at schools because they're getting arrested and thrown in jail. And the real ones that were forced to do it, that are going to be freed up to really teach, they're going to love their jobs, and the kids are going to be respectful. I'll bet you $10. Everybody says, pull your damn pants up in this country too. That's going away. We're going to ride their ass. Ride their ass. Every Susan's great way. Get your pants pulled up, boy.
Hallelujah.
So much crap is going to change. You can't even, let me see the problem. Let me see. Oh, shoot, I can't go on vacation. All the vacation places are full. Everybody's happy on vacation. Shoot, that's a problem. Wait a minute. It's a vacation in my own town. Nobody's here. I'm all by myself. Gone too far now. Because of the hippies, everybody will be eating more fruit, which is a good thing. Had to get that one in there. I'm just telling you. You can just stop worrying about crap.
And God will be everywhere.
Oh, man. It's in your face, 165. And all the worrying and stuff. And anybody that comes on this channel starts bringing some drama. I don't give a shit what it is. It's a contrived bunch of bullshit to bring people down, take over the channel, talk nonsense. You can take a hike, you're going to get cut, throw it away, see you later, got to go.
Black Pillars, Faggas, all those others, y'all out of here. Check on the sound, Tim. Can you hear us? Looks like it's good to go.
You're 5-5 loud and clear. Hi, brothers and sisters.
How you doing?
Welcome to Q School.
All right. So kind of petered out the end there, but that was pretty good. I know sometimes a lot of y'all anons out there maybe sick of hearing some of that stuff. I know it's been a long journey, but this stuff is coming to get motivated and excited about it. That's a very special character in the story here with us, who's part of our family for sure. There, she flips that so you can see the button. I got the Q Razy button.
Oh, nice. Where'd you get that?
But, Sonny had that with the let's see this one right here. Let's see this guy. I was gonna wear the head thing.
Oh, the Tiffany blue. I think Melsie's wearing Tiffany blue today too. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
That's awesome, guys. Yeah. How you two Q-tards doing today?
Doing good. How about you, Tim?
I'm doing amazing. Yeah, lots of snow, and we're right smack dab in the middle of our winter, but it's good timing. I mean, we're T-minus 10 days to ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Wow. And yeah, it's crazy, man. Or 15 days, sorry, T-minus 15.
He's doing time traveling again. Time traveling on the show. He's trying to screw with everybody.
I knew that I was supposed to say a 15 because there's 15 deltas today. So isn't that interesting? Yeah. Also, yeah. And 15 is the reverse of 51. And wouldn't you know it, we got to do a little recap too, guys. We talked about this just before we went live. But for those of you who were with us yesterday, and if you missed yesterday's show, please go to Hammer Time Rapid Fire Q News on Rumble and watch yesterday's show, because we replayed a Trump rally from 8 years ago, 8-year Delta, Pensacola, Florida. And it was an amazing Trump rally, so many comms, and it hit all the Deltas yesterday that we covered. And Q specifically said, rewatch the Trump rally. So we did that yesterday. Now, what else happened yesterday after Q School? Well, Trump was live in Pennsylvania, like a mini Trump rally, sort of say, but it was like a rally setting in a smaller location with some kind of casino or whatever in Pennsylvania, talking about finances and everything else. And he had a blast last night, and he mentions 51. And then he mentions 17. And then at the end, he says, Merry Christmas, because 8 years ago, we had the Merry Christmas. It was right in the Delta yesterday. It was the Merry Christmas posters that all the patriots were holding up at that Pensacola.
The first Delta. And it was a tweet of his that said, what did it say again? I guess we should have that. Anyways, keep rolling, Timbo.
Well, it had fight in it, did it not?
Fight. That's what it was. Thank you.
And guess what he says in yesterday's rally?
Fight.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. So we're here. Here's what we're gonna do today. Then I got those God bumps again, guys. It's freaking amazing. And of course, it was announced yesterday because he did that particular rally in Pennsylvania, and the Patriots it was loud and proud, and it was fun. He dropped a couple of S-bombs in there. He was boogieing with the Patriots there. It was really high vibe, great speech. But we got some clips from that we're going to play for you. We got the 15 deltas today that basically the theme of the deltas is that we're on the right track. The whole world's watching is today's title, and there's a reason for it. There's a method to our madness. But I'm just so impressed with everything. And they announced that it looks like, speaking of rallies, because we never thought there'd be any more Trump rallies, but we did discuss it yesterday, didn't we, guys? We mentioned that because the midterms are, less than 11 months away, that Trump will be hitting the road. Well, sure shit. He's going to be hitting the road. A lot more of these little mini Trump rallies happening in all these different areas, building our way to that beautiful peak called the midterms of 2026 on 11.3. Man, we're in for some good times here, guys.
Wild indeed. Thank you guys, all the love and shout out to in all the comments. A lot of family from the negative 48 kind of crew, family and whatnot. Anybody that knows that full circle, a lot of them went to Dallas in 2021. I'm still shocked it's 2021 because I was trying to figure out, but I guess that was, it was that summer when he first was coming on the Telegram channels, but then in 2022. Trying to get the years right. No, excuse me, 2023, right? Then he came into our channel, right, Tim? Unannounced on the 17th. Which month was it though? Was it February? February 17th, 2023. And he was kind of hanging out in our Q School channel. We knew him from different circles and stuff. Our different people had helped set up his channel, and I'd been in his chats, and some of us, of course, at different times. And I think he knew kind of what we were doing, but it was really still unannounced that he came in and then kind of stayed for a long time. He would join the Q schools with us, but we had open chats too. So he stayed in the open chats for hours and hours like he would as well too. And it was kind of the last place he stopped before he had the tragic motorcycle accident, which would have been the summer of 2023. I'm kind of confused on the dates a little bit. I've had some of the news articles and stuff we haven't talked about so much, but RIP negative 48. Hope you're out there listening. 49 impossible Q drops. Maybe he'll show us something impossible. We'll see what happens. But always a really good dude. Anybody that doesn't know him, I mean, I'm not even going to do it justice. Some of the other people in Dallas, he was a really compassionate, amazing person. What I love the most about, and when I first came across negative 48, Michael Brian Protzman is his full name, by the way. Michael Protzman 174. I think I got that right. Yeah. And then, but when he came in the chats were like all kind of wild west. People had different channels, some people do presentations. A lot of people had open chats, right? And you had to kind of learn all that too, because there's a little lag. There's etiquette too. Some people you got to let people finish speaking and all these things. But he had what I would say held space for people really well. And what would be even space, he'd ask a question and then let people answer. And then, and then it kind of gained almost like a cult-like following because of the things he was talking about. And of course his voice and all these things, but he always stayed patient with people as well. And he played it well, let new people kind of discover stuff on their own. Some people know all these answers and, there's different elements to all that too, and we all challenge each other in different ways. And I think he served a purpose and a big part of the movement and stuff too. But that was him early on. You could tell it was 13 months after the last Q drop, so that would have been January of 2021, I guess he said that. Unless there was another Q drop. No, I don't think so. Anyways, well, there was, of course, on June 24th. That's a big important date. June 24th. 2022, after 563 days, I think it was, Q came back. So anyways, we're a little celebrate to that. Thank you again, Ben Danklin. Oh, somebody in the comments asked, I think it was Cindy, if Ben Danklin's live. He actually is almost always, he has not been live on X. He actually always reshares Q Schools live. And Brittany Stover, congrats, got the first reshare today. She was quickest finger on the gun on the reshare on the live for X, specifically for X. Thank you guys for sharing them out elsewhere, but I at least get the notifications on the X that gets shared. So Brittany had that, and then lost track of what I was going to say. Let's see how Mel's doing. How you doing over there, Tiffany Blue? Mel, what's going on with you?
I'm doing good.
Right on.
I thought that was great to listen to Michael and his words about don't worry about it and what's coming. And, like the best is yet to come, right? So it was a good message, I thought.
And at the end, like he talked about, it was again, we didn't have the term back then, but the black pillars, the bots, the shills, the whatever, they're always trying to, and it's always at it's your frequency, right? And we see a lot of that now with the bots. It's all Trump is a puppet and part of Israel's kind of thing, where there's no plan, and that's why it can be tough that we've gone this long. So I also think this Christmas we're gonna see something, especially with the election, and again, White Knight of all people is date faggot. I call him out for in the one of the chats, but he was saying, stuff by January. I mean, who knows? Nobody knows. But at the same time, something seems to has to happen before the election, and all these things are rolling out and lining up with the Q drops and people getting busted and more stuff with the election getting exposed, and all the way back to Barry Sortoro, aka Renegade, aka Barack Hussein Obama. Renegade was his Secret Service code name. Those were the Deltas yesterday. If y'all, we didn't cover them yesterday, but we were talking about that today, but we didn't. So maybe it'll be a Thursday thing.
What's that ring? What's that ring he's wearing?
Oh yeah, no. I think it says no God but Allah. It's Islamic.
What's that book? What's that book he was carrying on the
U.S. modern world or whatever it is? Basically talking about a post world after the United States is no longer the superpower. So why is the president of the United States with that book? Sometimes it's good to study your enemy, but I don't think that's what he was doing there. So there you have it. That's some of the stuff just from the Q drops, among many other things. So I think Tim said we got 15 deltas. He already said that. And the 51, I got that Q drop up still just from yesterday. The Q drop 51 is significant to us because it's the one that's signed by the White Hats. And, for a long time, Tim and I, we've had, like a good 17 Q drops that are some of our like powerful, most favorite. And 51 was kind of missed. I think this was back in the beginning. We cover other Q drops, and in the early on days too, when you read this drop, it's signed by the White Hats. It really is. It was the White Hats. It was telling us that the White Hats were part of Q team. That was cool. That was special. But then the double, triple meanings when you come back, and we've had some really powerful moments in our different chats too as well, Tim. Right? And it was actually this summer, I believe, when we were starting to do more live shows. So we were covering this drop, but then we also had some really special moments after hours on some Telegram recordings that are recorded somewhere. But 51 then signed by the White Hats. Also 51 is really triple 17, right? 17 and 17 is 34. That's the Q Clearance Patriot Q drop. We've since kind of understand Trump is Q plus. As I always say, double, triple meanings though. So is there another Q plus out there? We did some really crazy shows on May 17th. We should play that maybe this weekend. That was our first Saturday night live, Saturday night evening, coming back to it with the Restream Q School. And we did a bunch of stuff on Trump Baby, Trump QAnon, aka QAnon Baby, Q plus, more than that also. But anyways, 51 could then be Q plus plus also, or either way, a triple 17. And I feel like we should read. I didn't read what the Anon said the other day, but maybe we should do it right now. What do you think, Tim?
Hey, I'm good for it. Whatever you like. Whatever you like.
Let's do it. We haven't done in a while, and like I said, it's November 2nd, but it's 2017, so there's actually 11/22 in there, which is the day they tried to shoot JFK, and then there's a 17 with that, so it's kind of a double confirmation with everything that's JFK connected to the movement here, including his son. Q responds to this Anon. Q waited 6 minutes, 3 seconds to respond, or 363 seconds. So lots of 369 in there too. I know Melzie likes that kind of stuff. And then, of course, Tim always mentions this beautiful graphic to start it off. One nation under God. And I don't know if it was Mel or somebody else in the chat said is 51 for the 51st state. And I always say that, there's Canada, part of USA, and I believe Mexico also is already. We'll see how that plays out publicly. We'll see. And then the image name is One Nation Under God t-shirt design, actually, of all things. So there's another one. This is everything Q is about. It's not copyrighted. It's not, they don't make any money. They're fameless, nameless, faceless. So you can make Q merchandise. You can make this One Nation Under God t-shirt and sell it if you like. So there you go. That's stuff what Q's all about. Nobody knew who they were. That gives them validity even more so, in my opinion. Tim, I'll have you read the Q response. I'll be the Anon here and do read this part about the Anon. Many of you guys will probably resonate with this. Think about where you were too, though. This is all the way back in 2017. And shout out to their OG Anons who've been, or anybody else that's been awake for a really long time and, going through this what we're going through, this movement, the awakening, all the pain, suffering, all the watching everybody, in front of you, your friends and family, not see the things that you see. Shout out to all of them, and see where you were in November of 2017. See how much you've grown since then. See how many lives you lived since then, and how it's a different world already. And that's something to be excited about because it's getting better, right? Think about all the information, how much all these things. Okay, so it's dark, dirty that we had to uncover all this mud, but once you clean it out, then it's going to be shining and beautiful and new. So QDrop 51, here's a anonymous person who shares this beautiful image, one nation under God. And remember Trump's rally. Hopefully we'll show even a little bit of the rally from yesterday because I didn't see any of it. I just saw little clips. Anon says, I've watched as society has been effectively addicted to mainstream media, apps, social media, games, music, all propaganda. And the moment you try to open anyone's eyes, you are shunned. Being dumbed down, weakened, and groomed for passivity and stupidity through food and their addictions and our schools, like Cav literally being fattened for a slaughter. And with all the race war propaganda and Pizzagate possibility, I became suicidal because I can't stand that no one will open their eyes and are being manipulated hard. I hope with all my heart that Trump is going to make good on his promise to make America great again and clean the swamp. Hoo-yah! I've been thinking about joining the Navy for Corpsman Greenside, and I would love to serve under a Trump admin if he really does clean swamp. We'll try to join regardless. No openings for Corpsman right now, though. I hope that what OP Anon says is true. And this is one where we really didn't catch it till this summer, at least us personally. Maybe other autists out there caught this, but before Q had a Q signature was on QDrop 61, and I think we covered that recently, and then I was in Brian's chat. Man, we got to bring him on too soon. Anyways, there was no Q, right? There was Q Clearance Patriot, but Q wasn't signing that yet, so they called it OP Anon in chans and stuff or on the boards. OP stands for original poster. So our original poster, OP Anon, but I love it because O and P in simple gematria. O is 15, P is 16, so 15 and 16 is 31. Wait till you see what it's signed by at the end here. Who's the OP Anon? Okay, I will be praying for OP Anon and all who risk their lives for safety and that the Lord will guide them, and praying that what he says is true, and will be praying for the spiritual edification of God for Trump and for his complete safety in all of this. The pieces are coming together for me, and if this is true, those working with him are absolute geniuses, because I would have never imagined there would be any way possible to take the monster of corruption that has overtaken this country. And that's someone who understands the depths of this a long, long time ago, guys. And really, when you fathom it, like they had their tentacles and everything, and they had the insurance policies, and they had all their backs, and they had the systems programmed, they had the social medias, blocked, all the things. And we made it through that with our resilience. And because we're divinely guided and we're serving God and everyone else in this mission as well, we have a higher purpose. We continue on, and we know that we can't be defeated. That's what it's all about. Knowing we've already won and walking, talking, and acting like it, that takes all their power away. They have to have you obedient and fearful. When you walk powerfully, strongly, confidently, and in love, there's nothing they can do to touch you, period. All right, Timbo, 6 minutes, 3 seconds later, Q team responds with this.
Dear Patriot, we hear you. We hear all Americans such as yourself. The time has come to take back our great land. The time is now. Rest assured, POTUS is backed by the absolute finest people alive who are all dedicated to the eradication of evil. The of is missing. Just hint, 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 nod, nod. Think
Covered
about
that
the
yesterday.
Constitution. Yep. The eradication of evil and corruption from the U.S./worldwide. Find peace. God is with us. God bless and be safe. Signed, the White Hats.
The White Hats. QDrop 51, and we've been coming around it more and more since we really kind of understood it now this summer, Tim, and then it keeps popping up, but really strong. And again, this seems to just keep happening. I don't know if it's coordination, we're being watched, or if there's some weird unlocking thing, because Tim and I, all of us, Q School, and all you guys out there too, have your own intimate connections with the operation, the Q team, the POTUS, the White House, especially the more involved you are in things. So we've had all kinds of interesting confirmations where we seem to be ahead, or they're listening and give us confirmation. You think his speech would already be done, but we showed QDrop 51 quite a bit. We didn't read the Anon part, but we did. Tim read yesterday also the Q drop and talking about 51, and then Trump says it, kind of highlights it in the rally again. Right after that, later on in the evening, he had the rally last night in Pennsylvania. Somebody was asking about that, Pennsylvania. And to clear anything up, yesterday we were playing a rally that Trump did in December 8th, 2017. So yesterday's deltas were the December 9th, and a lot of them said yesterday's Trump speech. And it's a really important speech, and we actually haven't listened to the whole thing, so we might do that this week. Or let's try to do that. But it was an hour and 17 minutes, by the way. Lots of comms about military. It was a true future proofs past. If you guys get a chance, just watch the show yesterday, because everything he talks about, we didn't show the whole thing. We jumped around a little bit, but each time we listened for a few minutes, everything he's talking about is playing out right now. And then we got that also with -48. He says, sell your guns and bullets and buy silver. That was from 2021. Sounds like he's pretty accurate right now as it's going crazy, silver and gold and everything else. So pretty wild to watch all that too and look back, right, Timbo?
Yeah, for sure. And he did mention 17 3 times, and 3 17s, like you said earlier in the show, is a 51. I gotta, before we get into, and we'll play clips of last night's rally too. I see some of the chats in there, and watch, you'll see different things and hear different things. But I want to make some connections for you, because he does mention the 17 last night, and more importantly, he mentions the 51. And we spent a lot of yesterday talking about the 51, the power of the 15s and the 51s. I've got a little treat for you, Melzie and Kyle. At the bottom of Diggers, I dug it up. We didn't get a chance to play yesterday. This might be good timing, because we got 15 deltas today, and we're talking about, we started with Q drop 51, One Nation Under God. What do you think happens when you put the 15 and 51s together, folks? I did a little comm busting back in March 2nd of 2024. I got the clip for you guys. It's about 29 minutes worth, and it'll blow your minds. So I think we should play it. What do you guys think?
Let's go. Let's
Sounds
go.
good.
What you got?
Listen to what I dug up there a little while ago. This is back, like I said, March 2nd, 2024.
Are you going to play it? Or you got?
Oh, I can. It's on Diggers if you want to.
Okay, Diggers. Okay. Well, I got signed out, so I got to sign in. So 1 second here. I think I got my codes. I got signed out of my Telegram.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's okay. I got the login right here, or the little number it sent me.
Melzie, how's the Christmas sales going? How's the Q-Tard Christmas sales going for all the beautiful things you've been doing?
That does remind me. And Susan Calloway sent a donation yesterday. Also, thank you so very much, all you guys. Anytime you guys may purchase or just the reshares, likes, comments, so much. But we appreciate y'all so much. We got such an amazing, beautiful family. I know some of y'all, times can be tough on different things, but y'all, any support y'all have for us, we really appreciate it, especially the donations that will help, renew the channel and do everything else. We thank you guys so much, and Melzie's hard work with all the different gifts and stuff, the merchandise. We'll keep growing that, and eventually have these meetups we're really excited about too. So thank you very much. We love you guys. You're awesome.
Matthew Q and I are putting our order in tomorrow too. We're going to be stocking up for Christmas with all those goodies that you've got for us, Melzie.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'd like to get some
sales
too.
coming? How the sales coming? Okay.
Yeah, they're slow, but
Okay.
get out there and get, everybody's probably got stuff that they've got to buy too at Christmas time. It's that time of the year, But
we don't have any Mossad backers coming in and buying our stuff in money laundering. Okay, I got back to Diggers, and which one you want me to go to, Timbo?
It's right at the bottom of the wall. You'll see the fireplace and the jacuzzi set up. That was the background I used. And I did a little detail. There's more that we're going to add to the 15 and 51s going forward, like the 51 Q drops about the Constitution and such. I did not cover it in there. These are things that I learned after. I just came up with this light bulb moment, folks. It came out of nowhere, and maybe I explain it in this clip, because I haven't watched this since I did it. So maybe I do mention how I stumbled across these 15 and 51s. They just came out of nowhere. And
it was coming a lot for a certain period of time. It just would not go away. Like
it was something to do about it was something to do with the elections back then, or something too. There was something election tied or whatever.
Yeah, like 15 states maybe, and then
yeah, and it just one led to another, and then I went right to the Q and Tell board, and then I put one and one together, and it brings in Snowed In. It brings it like there's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, I think it'll blow your mind, guys.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Okay.
Okay, and then Melzie asked if we did Q drop 15. I don't think we've done that one for a while. It's kind of
Ooh, I think I show it anyway, but
okay. All right. And then you show your screen here. So here we go. So we'll jump into Tim's decode. This is over on Telegram, stuff that we used to do all the time. Again, sharing the screen. This was probably around the Patriot unification time, but we'd still just have regular chat. Yeah. And then Tim did this little decode recording here. So let's take a look. This will be fun.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Q School Garage. Actually, it's t.me/Q School Chat. We nicknamed it the Garage. It is Saturday, March 2nd, the Lord's year 2024. My name's Tim17, and the room's starting to fill up, or I should say the garage is starting to fill up. And we're going to do a quick little recording tonight. We just finished watching just a little while ago Trump speech number 1, speech number 2. First one, North Carolina. Second one, Virginia. Just mind-blowing comms, just mind-blowing energy, through the roof energy, confidence and composure. And I mean, he's just in that kind of setting where he's just so confident that this is all playing out for us beautifully the way it's supposed to play out. So much confidence oozing from that man. And it's just a beautiful time to be alive. But anyway, I stumbled across something here while I was watching both speeches, obviously, over on our main channel, t.me/Q School, with all Q's, replace the O's with Q's. And we named that channel Q School TV 24/7, because that's what we do. We stream 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we have a lot of fun watching all the different digital soldier shows, all the Trump speeches, the breaking news, Steve Bannon's War Room, and everything, all the documentaries and stuff. But I was having these thoughts right after the speech about how this is all playing out. And I was thinking about, because I'm a fellow Canadian, and I know we have members from all around the world, different parts of the world. And of course, we love each and every one of you, but we are fighting like hell for our family and friends in the United States of America, the U.S., because we all know, for the most part, that if the U.S. fails or falls, so does the whole world, right? The power behind the United States, military and financially speaking, and just that, the Constitution, powered by God, all of the beautiful things that we always discuss. And that's why we're so involved and so busy working with our brothers and sisters from the United States, because we know that that's the last stand for freedom against this tyranny that the world is witnessing and what we're up against. And, they silently just sort of infiltrated everything over many decades, or even centuries for that matter. And it's obvious they have set their sights on the United States of America. Of course, all the other countries too. I mean, Canada is no different, but I mean, the powerhouse United States we need to finish this battle against evil in the U.S., and then everything else will fall nicely into place. So I had this thought, and I just started going into the Q drops, and I just wanted to find out, there was something in there that I remember going through all the Q schools that we've done and reading Q drops, rereading them daily and stuff. There was something about if the U.S. falls, so does the entire world. So I couldn't find the actual Q drop, but one thing I stumbled across, which I didn't do it intentionally, but I found something really, really interesting, and I want to share it with you here. Well, is this thing recording? Oh, it's not even recording. What the hell? Why wouldn't it record? Huh? Well, maybe I can't record.
It's recording, Tim. I see the red light.
Oh, okay. Well, it showed at my end it wasn't recording, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Is it still recording? It's not showing at my end. Are we good?
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay.
5-5.
5-5.
Keep going.
Thanks, sister. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to dive right into it. So what I stumbled across was, for some strange reason, the number 51, and reverse, or think mirror, 15. So the title is number 51/15 comms. And I don't know, other than the fact that I was looking for, how do we all stand together and fight with our brothers and sisters in the United States. And I just happened to come up across this Q drop 51 from November 2nd, 2017, at 2:12:06, and obviously a picture's worth 1,000 words, and it's one nation under God, which is okay. That caught my eye. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Q drops in a very short period of time, just going through the Q drops on Q Alerts. I use QAlerts.pub to find all my stuff here as far as the Q information goes. But check this out. You're going to see some pretty amazing connections, which blew me away because, you know me, I've read these Q drops for 3.5, almost 4 years now. And you know me, I'm 117% into all this information. But watch what happens here. So here we go. I'm going to start it with Q drop 51. And it says, one nation under God. And I'm going to make this as big as I can because we're recording. I want you guys to see this on the recording. Media keywords, meme, one nation under God. Media keywords, contributors, Enoch. Okay, Enoch has a Telegram channel. Another beautiful one. So, oh, got to mute up. Can you get that, please? Thank you.
Mirror him
Somebody's
up.
having fun on a Saturday night. Who's got the mics open here? Okay. Jackie, thank you for muting up. Thank you very much. So anyway, here we go. And it starts with an anon, which is Enoch. And Enoch has been on Q School in the past. We've interviewed Enoch about 2 years ago. I'm thinking maybe a year and a half to 2 years ago. We do have that recording. We've interviewed several beautiful OG anons. He's one of them. He was queued on the boards back in the days. And Enoch says, I've watched this society has been effectively addicted.
Did you see that, Tim? 15 participants in there also. And Enoch, I'm not sure why it says that on there, but yeah, Enoch's on a couple of those. So that was pretty interesting. But we'll go ahead and let Tim read it. I know we just did this one, but y'all can listen to it again. Maybe you pick up something else.
To mainstream media, apps, social media, games, music, all propaganda, and the moment you try to open anyone's eyes, you are shunned. Being dumbed down, weakened, and groomed for passivity and stupidity through food and their addictions, like calf literally being fattened for a slaughter. And with all the race war propaganda and Pizzagate possibility, I became suicidal because I can't stand that no one will open their eyes and are being manipulated hard. I hope with all my heart that Trump is going to make good on his promise to MAGA, make America great again, and clean the swamp. I've been thinking about joining the Navy for corpsman greenside, and I would love to serve under a Trump administration if he really does clean swamp. Will try to join regardless. No openings for corpsmen right now, though. I hope that what OP Anon says is true. I will be praying for OP Anon and all who risk their lives for safety, and that the Lord will guide them, and praying that what he says is true, and will be praying for the spiritual edification of God for Trump and for his complete safety in all of this. The pieces are coming together for me, and if this is true, those working with him are absolute geniuses, because I would have never imagined there would be any way possible to take the monster of corruption that has overtaken this country. And then Q responds to that beautiful Anon, Enoch, dear patriot, we hear you. We hear all Americans such as yourself. The time has come to take back our great land. The time is now. Rest assured, POTUS is backed by the absolute finest people alive, who are all dedicated to the eradication, evil, and corruption from the U.S./world. And that's what I was. This is how I stumbled across these Q drops, because I was thinking about, in a sense, how do we from other countries work together, unite, lock arms with our United States brothers and sisters to fight this corruption and this evil, and then that would help the rest of the world. So it says it right there in this Q drop right here, from the U.S. world. Find peace. God is with us. God bless and be safe. The WH. Now this could be White House, because it was back in this Q drop. came in November 2nd, 2017. So Trump was the president of the United States back then. Or, yeah, there's multiple meanings in the Q drops. This could be white hat, the white hats. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So that's Q drop 51. Now, it led me to another drop, and you're going to see some kind of connection here because that's 51. Think of 5-1 and 1-5. The next Q drop I found that has a connection is 153 with the 1-5 in it, right? So there's that 1-5, which is mirrored 51, 153, and 153 is a Covfefe signal as far as the Bitcoiners go. You can do some research on that. So the 135 or 153, when those numbers come up, just keep an eye on some of your research on what's happening in the Bitcoin world. So this one said, and this is from November 14th, 2017. It says, for the coming days ahead, ask yourself an honest question. Why would a billionaire who has it all, fame, fortune, a warm and loving family, friends, etc., want to endanger himself and his family by becoming POTUS? Now we're talking about Trump here. Why would he want to target himself and those he cares about? Does he need the money? No. Does he need fame? No. What does he get out of this? Does he want to make the U.S./world, there it is again, the second time in a row, a better place for his family and for those good and decent people who have long been taken advantage of? Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of mass murders occurring to satisfy Moloch. Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of children being kidnapped, drugged, and raped while leaders and law enforcement of the world turn a blind eye. Perhaps he was tired of seeing, did I lose my spot here? There it is. Perhaps he was tired of seeing how certain races, countries were being constantly abused and kept in need and poor and suffering, all for a specific purpose. Perhaps he could not in good... Oh, sorry, this is my computer screen going kind of funky here, guys. Right here. Perhaps he could not in good conscience see the world burn. Why, hours after the election, did 7 people travel to an undisclosed location to hold a very private and highly secured, guarded meeting? Why didn't HRC, that's Hillary Rotten Clinton, give a concession speech? When was the last time a presidential candidate didn't personally give a concession speech? What happens if the border remained open and the mainstream media continued to brainwash people? That's interesting. Future proves past. At what point do patriots and hardworking men and women become the minority? What about voting machines? Who owns the voting machines? What about voter ID laws? Photo ID? When is it necessary and must be presented? Make a list and laugh, because you need ID for just about everything under the sun except for voting in the United States.
We've been covering that a lot lately.
Reconcile. Yep.
So everything that you're reading on this list right now,
It's happening
this was
today.
2017,
Yep.
and it's happening now. Future proof past.
I know.
And when you talked about like Trump, and he says, I had a nice life. He said it in his last 2 rallies. He said, I had a nice life. I don't have to be doing this.
I know.
What's written in this Q drop? Trump has spoken in his rallies. Continue.
Yeah, thank you for that, for noticing that. And I noticed that too, and that's why this connection of this number 51 and 15, 5115, is blowing my mind. So reconcile. With the chances of defeating evil grow less and less with each passing year, what does red line mean? Why again were the arrests made in Saudi Arabia so very important? What strings were immediately cut? Follow the money. When does a bird sing? Q. So that's Q drop 153. So we've already read 51 and 153. Now I'm going to take you to another Q drop that has the 5-1 or the 1-5 in it. And this Q drop is 521. Okay, so there's the 5-1 in there, 521. And check this out, guys. January 13th, 2018. We are fighting for life. We are fighting for good. We are at war, with the kill brackets with the @ signal. Not everything will be clean. Scare, necessary event. Do you trust the U.S. military? Do you trust the chain of command? That's important, guys, because this is part of the, understanding what's really going on behind the scenes. Do you trust the chain of command? Who's really in control? Have faith. We are in control. Patriots Day, have faith. You were chosen for a reason. You are being provided the highest level of intel to ever be dropped publicly in the history of the world. There's the world again. Use it. Protect and comfort those around you. Where we go one, we go all. What song has Trump been playing at the end of his rallies, Tina?
Where we go one, we go all.
Boom, boom. So there it is. So we've got Q drop. And if you guys are taking notes, please do. Write down Q drop 51, Q drop 153, Q drop 521. And now I'm going to take you to Q drop 2006. And you're going to go, well, hang on a sec, Tim 17. There's no 51 or 15s in that. And I'm going to go, well, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Let's just see what happens here. So we've got Q drop 2006 from August 30th, 2018, and it says, and this is from the Anon, second Snowden. Now pay close attention, guys. This is mind-blowing. The U.S. Department of Justice may charge a former NSA contractor with espionage after discovering top secret documents and enough highly sensitive data to fill 10,000 DVDs at his home in Maryland. Watch this. Retired U.S. Navy officer Harold Thomas Martin III, how old? 51, has been dubbed the second Snowden by the press. He worked for Booz Allen Hamilton, that's CIA, the clowns, Booz Allen Hamilton. Do your research. The same firm that employed the famous whistleblower who revealed global surveillance programs run by the U.S., which would be AKA Snowden himself, who is now in Russia. And then the Trump team, or the Q team goes, good find. The Marathon Media is working hard, Q. So there's a connection with the number 51, bringing out Snowden 2, the second Snowden. And then finally, I've got the last Q drop. And it gets even better. Watch this, you guys. So the final Q drop I've got is 2501, 2501. So there's the 5 and the 1 in there, the 1551, whichever way you want to look at it. Now, this is a big one. Pay close attention, and you're going to see how this all kind of connects. November 25th, 2018 at 8:55:51. What? And there's a 55. What? 55, loud and clear, with a 51 right there in the seconds, 51 seconds. And here we go. So it's got embedded Q drop 2176. We have a link. It's a long link here. I can't remember exactly what this link is, but let's see what happens. I think it's about an executive order. As a matter of fact, it says executive order 135. What? 51, 15, 15 is in there again. So executive order 135, which again is the COFEFE number 135153, connected to Bitcoin. Do your research, folks. I'm just going to tell you that. I'm going to leave it at that. You guys can do your own research. But COFEFE is attached to Bitcoin. Section 1.7, there's a 17. Classification, prohibition, limitations. A, in no case shall information be classified, continue to be maintained as classified, or fail to be declassified in order to 1, conceal violations of law, inefficiency, or administration error. 2, prevent embarrassment to a person, organization, or agency. 3, restrain competition, or 4, prevent or delay the release of information that does not require protection in the interest of the national security. Q. That was embedded. And then we have underneath here, Whitaker, in conjunction with OIG, approved the release of classified documents 1 through 4 as requested by the House Committee and as ordered by the President of the United States, which would be Donald J. Trump, 41020, Q+. Will the release occur prior to scheduled testimony? List advantages. Will the release occur post-scheduled testimony? List advantages. If those testifying no, select classified docs will become public. Self-incrimination in kill brackets. How might that alter or change their testimony? DC has become rat infested. And then we have a link to .gov, a .gov link, which I think has all that information in it, which includes this executive order 13526, section 1.7. And that's the part that I read above right here. I'm not going to reread it, but it's right there in the Q drop. But underneath it says, does, and we'll read it from here, does the UK stand with the United States or only select divisions within the United States? So there we go with that worldwide helping the United States, which was my theme at the very beginning of this recording. Does Australia stand with the United States or only select divisions within the United States? Will immediate action or actions be publicly taken within each country to reunify the bond that was once held prior to ... classification number 9, question mark, COLA, I'm not sure how to say that word, Q. So there you go. There's the Q drops in order. If you're taking notes, Q drop 51, Q drop 153, Q drop 521, Q drop 2006, and Q drop 2501. Now, let me just blow your mind, and then I'll wrap up the recording, and then we'll have just an open conversation right after this. Now, I'm going to show you guys something on the screen. Actually, if you're taking notes, let me just go to the nice fireplace here, because that's how I kind of think, nice and calm and everything. I'm going to bring the fireplace up for you guys and the hot tub, because that's what we do here, Q School Garage. Would you happen to know, guys, that just as we are speaking here on March 2nd, 2024, Trump has already won as far as the preliminary elections or primary elections: Iowa, New Hampshire, Virgin Islands, Nevada, South Carolina, Michigan the first time, which was the primary, and then tonight add Michigan again, which was the caucus. He won Missouri today. He won Idaho today. And did you guys realize that on Super Tuesday, which is March 5th, 2024, there are, guess how many states in Super Tuesday? If you guess 15, you'd be correct. 15, guys, the mere of 51 for Super Tuesday. And I'm going to go one step further because I did a little simple gematria. You guys could go to your gematria calculators and check this out for yourself. I typed in the word 51. Not the number, but the word 51. And it comes up to this. A couple of options. Barack Hussein Obama. It comes up as digital gold. And it also comes up as time machine. I typed in the word 15. Okay, so 51 first, and now I did 15. It comes up again, Barack Obama without the Hussein. It comes up with Durham. It comes up as Kansas, aka Trust Kansas in the Q drops. It comes up as Macedonia, and it also comes up as Do It Q. Boom.
Boom. And what are we now? Aren't we the Magadonians?
Magadonians. And Do It Q is in the Q drops. We've got Durham in the Q drops. You've got Trust Kansas. That's Pompeo in the Q drops. We have Obama, I don't know how many times in the Q drops. And Hussein, which he also mentioned. How did he say it again tonight in the speech? He's been doing this for the last several live speeches, rallies. Barack Hussein Obama. He just keeps pumping it out. So there's our connections, guys, with the number 51/15 comms. I'm going to call this little short recording. Tina, is there anything you want to add? Anybody have any questions or anything before I end the recording? And then we'll just open up the garage as we normally do on Wednesdays and Saturdays to have a wide open live chat. But I wanted to share that with you guys tonight.
That is amazing.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
It's mind-blowing. Good job, brother. Good digs.
Thanks, man.
That blew my mind.
Whew. Yeah, I
That
couldn't believe it.
signature, you were saying koala is koala, which actually is actually the animal that climbs the tree in Australia.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. Yeah, the koala bear, right?
Koala bear. Yeah.
I wonder
But what
why.
do koala bears do?
What do they do?
Yeah. They sit in the tree and look over their shoulder.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. Type in the word, look over your shoulder, you'll see.
Interesting, Derek. And thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in on Q School Garage tonight and during the recording. And I'm going to be ending the recording soon. But thank you for that. And I was kind of curious why koala would have been in the kill brackets too. That's kind of interesting. So I wonder if there's
because koala actually has an airline too, by the way. Koala Airlines in Australia.
Interesting. Okay. Perfect.
It may have something to do with the airline somehow.
Yeah. So let's keep digging. You guys keep digging. So like this short little, let's see if it was a 17-minute. Probably I went past that. Yeah, I'm 25. So it'll be about 30 minutes when I'm done here. So just as a recap, I'd like you guys to take notes, write down and do your own research. Use qalerts.pub or qagg.news, qagg.news as your Q drops research. qalerts.pub or qagg.news. Write down these Q drops. Q drop 51, Q drop 153, Q drop 521, Q drop 2006, in brackets with the 51-year-old in there, which is the second Snowden, which is really interesting. And then Q drop 2501, which puts the icing on the cake. And then just think about the Super Tuesday primary elections, 15 states on March 5th, which is a 3-5-2020. There's no real 15s in there, but it's, I mean, just being having a 5 in there anyway, it's kind of mind blowing. But the fact that there's 15 states, so there's the 15 or the 1-5. And then with simple gematria, use the gematria calculator between the Jewish and the simple English gematria. Type in 51 to get your Barack Hussein Obama, digital gold, and the time machine. And then when you type in 15, it comes out to just Barack Obama without the Hussein. It comes with Durham, Kansas, Macedonia, and Do It Q, just to add it all together. Derek, any last words?
You also, you mentioned the name Enoch. Well, I'm married. One of my best friends, his name is Johnny Enoch. And I actually dropped some information for you guys on the wall. He actually is doing research. He's starting to expose people for what they've been doing, and he's exposing Gaia. Because Gaia works under the Rockefellers organization. They're the financial backers. And Johnny Enoch has been exposing them.
Awesome. And that was in, I forget which Q drop, either 521 or 2. I think it was in Q drop 521, the Enoch one, I think.
Yeah, I've dropped even us. He did a story on NASA too.
It was in the first one.
He says NASA stands for Never a Straight Answer.
Yeah, I believe that. Brother. I totally believe that. Well, let's let me leave the recording at that. Then I'll shut down the recording, and then we'll just keep the chat open. But I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here, on a daily basis. Just as a reminder, in this recording, because if you're watching this in the future, don't forget that the future can find the past, and vice versa. Future proves past news unlocks the map. Just want to remind you, if you're one of those beautiful patriots anywhere out there in the world. There's many of us here on our channels called Q School. Just replace the O's with Q's. So our main channel is t.me/Q School. That is our main channel, which streams 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This recording was being done on a Saturday night in the garage, which is t.me/Q School chat. This is where we open up the chat 2 nights a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays at 10:17 Eastern Standard Time. And of course, we have a channel called Diggers for those who like to do digging and decodes. And also we have an archive channel or a library for all of our past recordings. So anyway, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. Again, my name's Tim17. And I hope that you continue coming back to our beautiful channels as we continue to fight the deep state and fight this evil, tyrannical, evil entity that's out there trying to infiltrate all of our beautiness out there around the world. And we are winning. It's a beautiful time to be alive, and nothing can stop what is coming. We're on God's time. God wins. And nothing can stop what is coming. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us at Q School. Keep coming back. You hear? Love you. Where we go on?
We go all. Peace out, Xena love.
The beautiful thing is we don't have to go. That's Tim. That was Timbo Slice there, slicing and dicing the decodes. Nice work, brother. I like it.
Thank you. Thanks. But I forgot Q Drop 15. What is Q Drop 15, Kyle? That's one that I didn't put in.
Set it up, and then one thing is down. Okay, here it is. There we go. I even went one step farther a while back. I forgot about that. I did 15, 51, and then I did 15, 51. So we'll look at that one next. Let's go right to 15. 15, October 31st, 2017, 23:00:47. Interesting timestamp. There are more good people than bad. The wizards and warlocks inside term will not, and that inside term came out from the movie Snowden, and Tim was just doing the decode with the Snowden stuff there. Second Snowden, I forgot about that name. I always call the second Snowden the March 7th thing, so I'd be curious what the media was calling the second Snowden. The wizard warlocks will not allow another satanic evil POS control our country. Realize Soros, Clinton's, Obama, Putin, etc. are all controlled by three families. The fourth was removed post-Trump's victory. I always say intuitively it feels like that happened prior to his inauguration. It just says removed post-Trump's victory. So if the military was already in control and he wins the election, they can also do several things prior to him even taking office. Just be aware of that. 11.3 Podesta indicted. 11.6 Huma indicted. That's Abedin. Manafort, that's Paul Manafort, who was like the lawyer for Trump. The media spins it as his fixer and stuff like that. He's kind of was the dirty work lawyer guy. You always got to actually have that kind of stuff, all the contracts and whatnot. And then he has connections to Ukraine and stuff too. But this drop says Manafort was placed in Trump's camp as well as others, probably Carter Page among others. The corruption that will come out is so serious that deals must be cut for people to walk away. Otherwise, 70% of elected politicians would be in jail, Tim.
Wow.
I got chills all over on that one, man. That's crazy. So keep going here. You are seeing it already begin. And we get record number of people not seeking re-election. Paul Ryan was all the way back then, Speaker of the House, unexpectedly stepping down. That we got like a double proof of that, because what was the other guy before Johnson? He kind of unexpectedly stepped down. McCarthy, right? I think he was on that unexpectedly stepped down.
That one went 15 rounds, by the way. Just saying.
15 rounds of what?
15 rounds of voting to get him out. Remember?
My gosh, that is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, and it hit that Q drop where it says "good win." In kill brackets 15.
Oh, dang!
Remember that?
Yeah. You remember that, guys? You remember that? So there's another 15 to put in your pipe and smoke.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Nice. Okay, and then the rest here, finish this drop here. Q drop 15, and I caught something I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Anyways, I'll keep going. A deep cleaning is occurring, and the prevention and defense of pure evil is occurring on a daily basis. FYI, for anybody thinking the plan's taking too long. They never thought they were going to lose control of the presidency, not just these, and thought they had control since making past mistakes like JFK and Reagan. Goodspeed, Patriots. The only time we ever see Goodspeed, the rest are Godspeed. P.S. Soros is targeted. What's beautiful about this, it doesn't say which Soros, and now I made that connection a couple weeks ago that I think it was this drop. We went to it on another Q school. Imagine that. And I was like, oh, we were talking about Alex Soros. Obviously, George Soros is targeted, but he's kind of beyond. But wouldn't it be interesting if Alex Soros pops up on some kind of indictment or something in the near future? I'm kind of putting it out there. I'm either feeling it in my spideys or I'm asking White Hats. Same difference, I guess, sometimes. Good speed. Y'all want to add anything about that drop? And then that makes me think of the movie from It's The Rock with Sean Connery. He's kind of mysterious spy character that knows too much about the government. And he gives Stanley Godspeed, the etymology of his name, and then it because he says some Goodspeed and Godspeed in the movie. So there's lots of movie connections. There might even be a post with The Rock in it. Now I better look it up. Let's just do that together. This is how we do some searches. Let's try to search on Q Alerts. I don't use that one enough. By the way, December 7th, Deltas. I think we went through some of them. Tim, was it yesterday or the day before when you hopped off for a second? And we didn't get a chance to get to these on the weekend. Can you put down that Q School thing? It won't let me get it. Another one on top. Sorry. There we go. I got it now. Okay. So 33 on December 7th. And look at this right here. There's Adam Schiff, speaking of which, and his son wearing the Mossad t-shirt. So anyways, that was there. But let's search a term that I was going to search was The Rock, because I'm curious about that movie. And then I feel like I've seen that in a post before. I'm going to do specifically The Rock. And let's see, we get something different. 3806. Never know what's going to happen on Q School. Let's see this Twitter. Carluska P. You think they're going to have their Twitter account still anymore?
That's Midnight. That's Midnight Rider. That's Carly Benoni.
Okay. You think she has her original account, Tim, or did she lose it?
Yeah, no, I think she's back. She's got it back. That's what she goes by, Karluski.
I'm going to trust my brother. Mel's going to play devil's advocate. She thinks it's gone. No, she didn't say it. She's taking it in the background. Drum roll, and she has got it back. Some of us gone back. There's quite a bombshell right before Iowa caucus. So, sorry, creepy quid pro Joe. I think we should play this. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna play it. I bet he's going oohing and on over Joe Biden. Let's take a look at one of the actors on the stage here, Lindsey Graham, right?
And that's a big one. That's the possible Iron Eagle. Graham could be the Iron Eagle.
Right.
Yeah, just keep that in the back of your minds. He was the one that talked with Kavanaugh about enemy combatants, guys. Just saying.
Right. And this is and that's again with the movies Iron Eagle and then The Rock.
And experience with the president discussing what he describes in effect as a quid pro quo. Yeah. Why not hear from John Bolton to describe that?
I can assume the following: that the president suspended the aid for a period of time to make sure the Bidens were looked at by the Ukraine, and that the Ukrainians would look at allegations of election interference in 2016. What has been clear to me in this trial, that there's every reason in the world to want to look at Hunter Biden's conduct, that the public purpose that we're talking about is that when Joe Biden, my friend, got up in front of the Ukrainian parliament and said, the time for sweetheart deals is over in the energy sector, his son receiving $3 million from Burisma undercut that message, and that will be pursued outside of impeachment. That to me is a legitimate point of inquiry, even if you assume the facts most favorable to the government. And this is not a crime. This is a partisan impeachment. And I'm hoping a few
He's being a puppet right here. If you're not following, he's talking poorly about Trump. It's probably the first impeachment here, 2020 or whatever it was. 2020, the first impeachment.
Democrats will say, I don't like President Trump, I don't agree with his policies, but we should never do this again, because the House in Republican hands, trust me, could do the same thing. And I may find myself in a position of where partisan impeachment comes to the Senate involving a Democrat, and I hope I would rise to the occasion.
Sir, on what do you base your increasing optimism that you'll block witnesses?
Everybody believes that there's a scintilla of evidence that the Bidens were involved in business practices that undercut U.S. foreign policy interests in the Ukraine. The manager said this is a hoax. It's been debunked. It hasn't. If there's not a scintilla of evidence, I would argue if you can find a scintilla of evidence, then it makes the president's concerns reasonable, non-personal, and all you need to do is show a public motive, not an exclusively solely personal motive. I buy what Dershowitz is saying.
Have you heard there are fewer than 4 votes, 4 Republican votes?
I think Mr. Dershowitz has convinced people. You can assume the facts, as you said, most favorable to the government, and still find that the evidence would suggest there's a scintilla of reason.
Okay, that was a little dry there, but I was kind of curious what went on there.
That's interesting. While we were talking about the Hunter Biden's Hunter Biden laptop, how many ex-intelligence agents prevented
51.
that?
51. And I remember that. I almost said it earlier. It's crazy you said that. So anything else to add that you heard on that? Tim, I missed some of it, but I was kind of, I couldn't.
No, it's just he's playing a role, right? So don't forget Iron Eagle, Graham. Don't forget Graham was with No Name McCain in Ukraine back in the good old days.
Mm-hmm.
But guess who got executed? It wasn't Graham. It was No Name that got executed by the military. And Graham's background, if you do some extensive research, he's a freaking JAG judge, man, a JAG officer. So
that blows my mind. I didn't know any of this either until more recently. I'm not sure when you had that dig, Tim, right back in the day when I was MIA, but that blows my mind for sure.
And then the Iron Eagle makes more sense in the Q post.
And he asked about the enemy combatants too.
Yes. That's why to me, I mean, he's a major player in this unfolding, and of course, taking down the entire cartel, the corruption.
1:15:15 just now on the timestamp. I had to cut it there.
You can't make this up. You can't make it up, man. It happens every time on Q School.
It does. Let's go. I want to shout out if y'all's ever seen any of these crazy little frequencies.
What's that Q? What's Q drop 1551 by the way?
Wait, do you see this shit, Tim? You're not even ready for this. So
no way.
I knew you were gonna ask that too. I knew it's crazy to me. You're gonna lose your mind. I gotta do one pit stop here on a show and tell game here for us. So check this out. We're gonna go gematria. You were doing some gematria on that recording, Tim. I couldn't follow it. Do you know which gematria you're using? We're using the Hebrew numbers, maybe.
It was possible. I can't remember.
Okay. No, I was just curious because anybody was listening though. Okay. Now here's Gematria Nader. So we go to calculator. If y'all haven't seen this before, pretty cool stuff. We got all the different folks in our family. Learning your own name teaches you a lot about the gematria. But we were wondering about Matthew Q one day. So Matthew has a unique spelling. It's the M-A-T-H. There's math in there, which is cool too. IEU 77 for Matthew. Really cool. And he's even got, look at the reverse reduction. 40 is gematria. So it'd be the reverse reduction. Y'all love that. But if you put a Q in there, check this guys out. Matthew Q comes out to 94. For reduction, there's the 40 again in there. There's 40 showed up on regular Matthew and with the Q. So the gematria. So Matthew is going to help us with the gematria numbers. 122 and then 41. So check out these numbers. Ooh, look at that too, Tim. It's 7717 when it's like that too.
Whoa. Okay.
All right. So watch again. Matthew Q. Two words. 94, 40, 122, 41, and then we put in white hat, and it's identical all the way across the board. 94, 40, 122, 41. So
wow.
One of our fellow white hats and all this beautiful stuff we have. Each of us have our own white hat, of course, too. I'm a real life, actually, white hat is even a position and title, and it's a double and triple meanings that we have out here. But let's go check out 1551 now that I was just curious about. So here's the there it is, 15 again. We got PO swords targeted, wizards and warlocks in here, Snowden stuff. One nation under God, Q drop 51 again, signed by the white hats. God bless, be safe. And then 1551, get ready, Matthew. 1551, 618, 2018, 1918, 48. We get 18 as R, and we got negative 48 in there with 48 seconds. Not sure what Q drop is. Matthew might know. Why wasn't HRC, Hillary Rotten Clinton, as my brother Tim calls her, prosecuted for the emails? Put simply, Obama ultimately okayed by using the non-government email addy to communicate with Clinton. Obama also had an alias along with each of his cabinet members when they should have documented emails.
There's your favorite Q drop. That's your Q drop.
Therefore, indicting HRC would lead to indicting Obama and his cabinet, etc., which could never happen. Remember, he lied about knowing, but that ultimately came out in the dump. Poof!
Poof!
Poof! Got him.
He's laughing on the couch.
Matthew's favorite Q drop, 1551.
That's Q drop number 7. Number 7 is that Q drop.
7 embedded here, and it's just, but 1551, Tim, is just Q drop 7, nothing else.
Wow, Matthew's favorite Q drop. Thanks for doing that, brother.
Yeah.
What do you think about them marbles, Melzie?
How do you like them apples? And didn't you say 15 deltas today too? Is this how we kind of got started on this 1551? So yeah, cheers to that, everybody.
we're gonna get to those deltas, folks. I do have some of the clips. So, do you want to go to the Trump clips from the speech last night?
Yeah,
okay.
I think some people want to see that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So go to Diggers, and just above my 1551 decode is the live from Studio 6B. Pull that up, and the first time stamp you're going to go to, brother, is the 5-minute mark. You're just going to play it for about 30 seconds, and you're going to hear him mention the number 51. Out of nowhere, he just spits it out. And don't forget, like, these numbers are the same numbers he used 8 years ago, guys. 8 years ago in that rally we played yesterday, which Q alluded to and asked us to rewatch the rally.
That's what we did, and then again he had a speech yesterday. I wasn't quite, and then actually a rally the day we were playing his rally from 8 years ago. Can you believe that shit too? How crazy is that?
With the promise of more coming because of the midterms coming.
And y'all were asking about if there was going to be more rallies too. Oh my God, I totally forgot that. And Tim might know, he's pretty tapped in with the news, but I didn't even know until someone in our chat, Scott, shout out Scott Russell out there in Colorado, love you, brother. He was shared that the rally was in Pennsylvania, and he might be out there. I'm not sure on that, but anyways, so the Keystone State, by the way, and Edward X. Young was right behind him with the green hat. I know there's some people, him and Han from the community. I mean, you guys, again, understand it's not just one person. We have multiple people playing multiple roles and all these different things too, so they're going to do all kinds of different stuff. And even I think it was maybe it was Adam, talking about on Telegram, one of our Telegram chats or something, just that like AI, with all the AI, like people wouldn't even believe shit anyways, even if they like walked out. It's kind of crazy.
Good friends with them. I mean,
Edward.
Yeah, Michael O'Neill went to a lot of rallies with them.
Yeah, and so did Renee. I think Renee did too, right?
Yeah. So, anyways.
We'll see how those played out. So we got Trump here at the rally. We're going to play it through one of Tim's favorite shows there, the Studio B6 guys over on Real America's Voice.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So we got a
5-minute mark.
Yep. Okay.
It's going to go down. If it wasn't going to be like even anything, it would have been negative because companies were pouring out of our country. The stock market is set 51. This is in less than 10 months. The stock market is set 51 all-time record highs. What? There's never been anything like that. Bomb, bomb, bomb.
51.
Bomb, bomb, bomb. It's set, think of that. It's set 51 all-time record highs in less than 10 months. That was as of about 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Before I entered office.
Now, you got to really have your mind blowing here, Tim. Won't even know this one. He said it 3 times right there, right?
Yep.
3 times is 153, and that's the second Q drop you did on that recording.
Oh, shit. Bump, bump, bump. 153.
Bump, bump, bump. We got to show that Q drop too because it's super important. So I'm going to add that to our group here. 15, 153, and then we got the 1551. Check this out. Q drop 153, guys. Oh, it's that date too that I was trying to figure out was the November 14th. Ooh, this might be a connection. This is super weird. I don't know if you were still in there, Tim, but when they share that drop, the anon, it's that 154 embedded in 307. I think I just deleted that tab too. The 154 embedded in there. It has November 4th, but it's supposed to be November 14th.
You showed that yesterday. I remember because I was thinking, why are we not talking about Q Drop 153? And then all of a sudden today, it just pops out of nowhere on that 10-minute video that you played for us.
Yeah. And I've covered it a handful of times, but it's been a while too. So 46 is in here. And then if you add these up, 21 plus 25 is 46, plus 9 is 55. So 5 in there. This is also the first of 45 Ask Yourself Q Drops. Cindy, I think we'll definitely make a list of some of these. We got Ask Yourself is 45 drops, Q plus 45 drops on QAG. We're talking about QAG numbers specifically right here. Targeted 45 is targeted in simple English. 157. I haven't got to check that out. Look at that in a second here. But the first one of 45 Ask Yourself Q drops, and Tim did this in the recording, so just gonna scan by it. But it really paints a great picture, though. Like for the coming days ahead, ask yourself an honest question. Why would a billionaire who has it all, fame, fortune, and a warm and loving family and friends, etc., has basically everything, want to endanger himself and his family by becoming POTUS? You honestly have to ask that question, right? And he talked about that years back when he said he didn't really want to run for president. He said, the brightest, smartest people don't want to become president because, why would they? They have their business thing. They're like, and have to deal with all these attacks and everything. And then we saw it front and center. But that's going to be the new future. Is our best and brightest will serve as a duty to the people, but it'll be for 1 or 2 terms, and that's it. And you move on, and everyone serves a role, and everyone participates in government in some way. And we don't have these ruler. The president essentially did kind of become the king. Not that like we didn't want, and not so much that they ruled over everything, but it's like everyone put their eggs in the basket. Like, oh, if this president's not in, and for a long time it didn't matter really, honestly. But you do also see how important it is to have a good president. We just haven't had that for our whole lifetimes, pretty much, unless y'all remember JFK. I wasn't there for that. So anyways, why would he want to target himself? Also, they say a certain term right here. Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of mass murders occurring to satisfy Moloch. You know what Q-drops would do? This is a big, big charge term. Look that up. Only one Q-drop in all 4,966 that we're paused on right now on this current date. Only one Q-drop with Moloch. Right? Q would stay away from certain things like this. They didn't want to go down too far the rabbit holes or the conspiracy realms. And, the Anons at this time are ready for this, but it doesn't drop very often. That's how important this Q drop is too. That 153, which again is 51 plus 51 plus 51, which is amazing. And then there's some really cool gematria stuff with that too, because if you add up all the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, M, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, YZ, the thing, 351 adds them all up. Some other cool ones. God communicates through numbers, but 351, think mirror. 351 is 153. Think mirror 153. And then I believe I might have it wrong on this one.
And how many times does the Q drop say think mirror? Do you remember that one?
Oh, I don't know that one. Let's I'm gonna open a new tab and do that right now for everybody. I'll do the Q. We'll do both of them. Do you know that answer already, Tim?
No, I don't know. I thought you would remember.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Let's see. So think mirror. Hopefully I'm sharing the right
51.
Screen. 5. We're halfway in the term. 1 off. 5 there. Think mirror. Look at this one. 666 is in there. There we go. Right back in their faces. Interesting. News unlocks map in all capital letters. Think mirror. News unlocks Pam. Pam Bondi gonna do something for us? Which team? They don't know. Apache. Wonder what Apache is. Look at all the caps on this one too. Lots of let's just read the caps. SB.
Oh, that's the stock market. And what did he say? 51. It's gone up 51. 51 records.
Oh my God. How do we do this? That is crazy.
That's what he said last night. That's where the 51 came in. He was talking about a stock market.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh. Wow.
So I'm gonna read the all caps going upwards. So let's see. Follow the light, truth, justice, outrage, release info vital, public vital, sheep, evil, Apache, they, map, power, love, freed, dive, and SB. That could also be Super Bowl. That is Super Bowl there, but SB, think of other double meanings. You can play with different stuff like that. I was even like an evil mirrored is live. And that's actually where negative 48 comes from because evil comes out to 48 in simple gematria, I believe, right? So evil is 48, so that's why he was negative 48. I don't know all the ins and outs of that so well. I wasn't.
He was positive 84 on Twitter.
Positive 84, okay. And I also think something with 49 too, because there's 49 impossible Q drops too. So I was kind of think there's gonna be a connection with that. So are you gonna do more stuff with the Trump speech? You got a few more?
Yeah. So the next timestamp, and this is for your beautiful number 17. All you Q-tards out there, go to 2717 mark 2717 and listen closely.
Okay, 2717. I love that. JFK and the 17. Ooh, I landed right on the spot. Should I bring my screen up?
Because these guys wanted to do it my way too. So we had 17 bills prepared, Dan Muser, right? Stand up, Dan. What a great
17.
Stand up, Mrs. Muser.
That's good. That's good, pal.
Dan is Dan is a really.
What'd you say?
He did. He said, "Did you just go back to it and play
My way?
it? Listen to what he says just before mentioning 17 about my way, doing it my way. What's that Frank Sinatra song? I did it
my way. And there's that great thing, like, you know, tribute to Trump with that also. Okay,
Yes.
Here's listening again.
Sir, I've had 3 races and I've won all 3 of them. And mine was for president. And he said, all right, you got me on that. He's actually a good man. He got a little carried away one day.
Go back a little bit, Kyle.
But that's because
he does bring up, remember he brought up the 22, yes, in Pensacola's speech, 22, Q drop 22. Can the Marines work with can the Marines work with the National Guard? Biggest poll, biggest drop on poll. He mentions 22 just before this. So if you just go back like.
Okay. I went probably a little far, but we'll just listen. I went a little bit.
15 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little far back. We'll listen for a second.
How hard they work, but they were working so hard getting that big, beautiful bill. I call it the great, big, beautiful bill passed. You know, that was supposed to be in 17 bills. Oh! And I actually said it because I'm not that experienced. I haven't been doing it again. Believe it or not, I haven't been doing this. I had one man, he was a congressman, and we had a big meeting, and he was telling us all how to do something. And I said, I disagree with that. He said, sir, I've had 22 races, and I've won 20 of them. I know what I'm doing. And I said, sir, I've had 3 races, and I've won all 3 of them. And mine was for president. And he said, all right, you got me on that. He's actually a good man. He got a little carried away one day. But that's because these guys wanted to do it my way, too. So we had 17 bills prepared, Dan Muser, right?
So you said 17 twice.
I did it twice. I wonder if there's even a third one in there, maybe. You know,
if I missed one, I mean, he mentioned 17 3 times in that 8-year ago speech. Then if we found out one more, I'm going to have to rewatch it then, because I might have missed one of the 17s. If he mentions 3 17s again, 8 years later, oh my God, are you kidding me? On the day that we played his speech,
right? Crazy. Wow.
Okay. So before we get to the deltas, let's watch the ending of this. It's about 10. It'll give us a 10-minute break. Everybody can fluff their feathers, get a bowl of popcorn. Go to the 46-minute and 20-second mark, and we'll play it until the guys on 6B go to their break.
46:20.
Yep. And we'll listen for about 10
that
minutes.
was the Q drop we read. That takes forever to read. 46:20.
No way. Oh shit, you can't make this up. But listen how he ends it. Remember yesterday's speech we played? Listen how he ends this one. And the fight's in here too, guys.
Okay. Let's go. Here we go.
So in conclusion, from the shipyards of Philadelphia to the steel mills of Pittsburgh, these are great places. Maybe some of you don't even realize it. You know, you get used to it a little bit too much sometimes, but these are great places. From the union halls of Scranton to the kitchen tables of millions of Pennsylvania families, we're bringing prosperity and pride surging back to this magnificent Commonwealth. We're bringing it surging back here hot. Our country's hot and you're hot. Together, we're repairing 4 years of disaster by the radical left Democrats in Congress and by the worst president in the history of our country. He is. I mean, it's not a question about that. He's just the worst president in the history of our country. What the damage thank you very much. The damage he's done to our country is something we can never forget. After just 10 months, our border is secure, our spirit is restored, inflation is stopped, wages are up, prices are down, our nation is strong, America is respected again, and the United States is back. Right? All these Muser, all of my friends right up here. Every single, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. He looks like The Rock. You look like The Rock. Stand up. Let me see what you look like. Yeah,
Oh my
look
God,
at that.
Kyle
The Rock would be
Rock!
very happy with that look.
Oh shit!
Every
Wow.
single day of this administration, we will keep on working
Yeah,
for
dude,
the hard
that's
work.
crazy.
Yeah, you just did a search for The Rock.
I know. I didn't even read that. That is super crazy.
Oh, I got chills, man. You can't make this shit up.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. He looks like The Rock. You look like The Rock. Stand up. Let me see what you look like. Yeah, look at that. The Rock would be very happy with that look. Every single day of this administration, we will keep on working for the hard-working American citizens, people that love our country. We will fight, 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 and we will win.
Go!
And with your help, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Pennsylvania. Thank you. We love you, Pennsylvania. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, there you go, President Trump.
Here it comes.
At the old, oh, there it is. Nope. At the old Mount Airy Lodge, Mount Pocono.
Where's the Mount Airy?
The place I have been, right up the road from, they were talking about the town there.
Yeah, that town.
My wife's grandmother used to live there.
I love that town.
Right,
It's
across
a
from,
great town.
right across from the Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh, we love the Great Wolf Lodge.
The Great Wolf Lodge. So there you go, President Trump. I mean, is there anybody who loves that setting more than he does? Is there anybody better in, I suspect, what we're going to see for quite a number of nights here as we head into 2026 in the midterms? The president will be back on the stump like this, as if it's an election. There it goes.
His back must be very wet tonight.
As if it's an election year, presidential election.
Not even a drink of water. I mean, just doesn't even come up for air. He's just boom.
Man, just spicy tonight. The president was absolute spicy there in Mount Pocono. And again, I want to thank our sponsor for the night is TrumpKnifeSet.com, TrumpKnifeSet.com. If you're looking for the ultimate Christmas gift this season, Trump Knife Set is it, and you won't find this deal anywhere else this holiday season. The exclusive Trump Knife Set from TrumpKnifeSet.com comes in a high-quality wooden display case with built-in LED lights that light up your collection like a showcase. These knives are, there he goes, beautifully detailed, heavy-duty, built to last. This is a premium collectible. For all the true Trump supporters, the holiday deal is on. Quantities are limited. Head over to TrumpKnifeSet, all one word.com. Right now, before they're gone, Merry Christmas. Working with the great sponsors here on Real America's Voice. And the president, again, just absolutely fired up and spicy tonight. Many directions, about an hour and 40 minutes or so from the president, maybe even a little longer. There he goes. In Mount Pocono, there at the old Mount Airy Lodge Casino.
Tim, were we letting them go to the break, you said?
Yeah, let them go to the break because they do talk about what he said, and they're gearing up for the midterms and all that.
Okay, I thought so. I was making sure. All right.
And man, just again, I don't know anybody who not only excels. I mean, he's obviously a great showman, a great speaker, and just his knowledge on all issues doesn't need the teleprompter at all, as he happened to say. These speechwriters write these things, and I don't really say much of it. And he goes off into these stories, which are great. But, man, he was fired up tonight, and I suspect we're going to see a lot of that as we head into the midterm here, boys.
Yeah, should be an interesting year because it's a campaign year.
He's back on the stump, right? Essentially, just not for himself, but for the survival of the country, and I don't think that's an overstatement in the midterms, and the survival of his presidency, which I think he understands. He may not say that, but certainly he understands it, and the people around him, you hope, understand it, and that they have a grasp on the reality of where the Republican Party is right now. He knows he needs to get out there and be active.
And Susie Wild said as much, right?
Yeah.
She said he's going to be hitting the campaign trail like it's 24 all over again.
That's his sweet spot, too. It really is.
Yeah.
He shines best there when he really does. It's incredible on the road. When he gets out on the road, Big D, there's nothing like it.
I mean, there really is nothing like it, like what we saw there tonight. Just so engaged and just, informative but enjoyable and funny and gets people riled up. And as we know, the Republican Party, we've got to find a way to change it. But as of right now, he's the main ticket to bring people to the polls, and that's what we're going to need in the midterms. Overwhelming, we're going to need in the midterms, because we're already working from a disadvantage as the party in power, and the party really in power, all three. So we know that, and I think he recognizes that as well. What kind of help he's going to get from the party, I have no idea, but he needs to be out there, and I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of this again. We got done with the election, and we were thinking, man, it's kind of the end of these. I don't know.
No.
Given the generic congressional ballot and where Republicans stand, I think the president's going to have to maybe rethink that and do maybe not a presidential style schedule, because now he has to be the president, but he's going to have to do quite a bit of these.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No.
Definitely not. I mean, let's face it, we need that energy back in the electorate to get their asses out there and to vote. We've seen what happens this past year when everybody thinks, oh, okay, it doesn't really matter. Oh, okay, we should win this. Yep. All right. And then you don't win.
Right.
So, or it's closer than it should be.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. That's the problem Republicans have always had, getting low propensity voters to the poll when the election is not necessarily about President Trump. So
yeah, I mean, did you see what happened in Miami?
Yeah, the Democrat mayor.
Miami win.
Not even close.
Only 36,000 people showed up to vote.
Oh boy!
Out of a city of millions.
60%. What was it? 60% to 39 or something like that. She
60,
won the runoff.
60 to 40. 59-40.
60 to 59 to 40.
But only final total 37,000 people showed up.
And this is coming off of Suarez, right? Who I thought was pretty popular.
It was pretty popular. Republicans have usually held the seat there, but it doesn't speak to the makeup of Miami-Dade, which is more red. But usually it's a Republican. Now let me see if I can look up the population of Miami, and you can see.
It's gotta be a couple million
again, you're talking about 36,000 people total from both sides, which is kind of
pure apathy.
Nothing.
And this guy, by the way, was Trump endorsed. And DeSantis endorsed.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yep. DeSantis made an appearance. Rick Scott made an appearance.
President Trump endorsed him.
Didn't move the needle, though. And I remember when, was running in Nashville last week, and we were making a big deal about that. They're like, well, Republicans had to send out some star power like Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is not star power. He does not move the needle. He does not get people excited. I'm sorry. Nobody is star power unless his name is Donald Trump. Miami population estimated at 465,000 people.
Less than I thought.
It's almost 500,000, but only 36,000 showed up.
Wow.
So not even 25%. That's
not even 10%.
That's pathetic. Yeah.
36,000.
That's not even 10%.
That's like 7%, 8%.
Maybe 8% of the people showed up to vote.
Wow. Poor turnout.
Talk about an off-year election. And you're talking about both sides. Both sides.
All right, let's take a break. That's the quickest hour one we've ever done. Hour two coming back. News, sports. We'll get into some what we can get into here live from Studio 6B on a Tuesday.
6B from
America's
Voice over on Rumble.
Those guys are doing amazing work, and it's fun to watch them. Breaking it all down and stuff. So if you guys ever get a chance to watch them at 8:00 Monday through Friday, 8:00 Eastern, it's well worth it. But yeah, they covered it well, and they brought up Melzie. They brought up some valuable points that we're screaming from the rooftops, just as they are on that show, because they are geopolitically correct when they say we need to do more, we need to get involved more, we need that election they were talking about that we lost to a Democrat. It was for a mayor in Miami. That mayorship was held by a Republican for 30 effing years, guys, and they lost it last night because only 36,000 people went out to vote.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the stats were kind of like low. I think 8% is what he said.
Yep, about 7-8% of the population of that area. Yeah, for electing their mayor. And the mayor, like the guy said, and I didn't know this, but he was endorsed by Trump and endorsed by DeSantis in Florida. And still, the Patriots didn't get their asses off the couch and go down and vote. Like, it just blows my mind. And, you know, I mean, we talked, remember the show we did we do it Monday or last Friday? Whatever it was like how to participate, how to get involved and get motivated. And, you know, the power of the purse conversation we had and the things that we can do as patriots to turn this rig around. I mean, the white hats, the military and Trump version 2, the administration can only do so much. They need us, we the people, to do some of our own heavy lifting, right? And
if they didn't need us, they would have never made Q drops.
Yes.
We are the plan.
Yeah. And it's disappointing to know that, you know, I mean, these off-year elections, they call them. And remember last week, we really broke it down for you guys when I think a couple of times, Kyle, you brought up where all the elections were taking place. Remember, we did that over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So,
I think Ballotpedia. We've done it multiple times because we've talked about Tina Peters. We've been talking about this for a while, guys. And I mentioned too how COVID taught us these things. You know, the state is the governor, then the attorney general, secretary of state. But then in cities, though, the mayor is the king of the city. So like that directly affects you more than anything is you're voting for your local people. And I was just mentioning that how we got lulled into sleep of like the new king is president. Oh, my president's in there. I don't need to vote. Like your local people are the ones that make the laws in your area and that are going to directly impact you. That's super important.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Speaking of which, you know what? I got on the spot right here. I got 2 different things I've actually done. I got honor my word. I told you, Tim, if my dad ever calls, I'm going to answer on the show. I hadn't given him a warning yet, and we were right in the middle of something yesterday. A couple times he called when I was in Alaska, but we were playing something. I had a chance yesterday, but I was caught off guard a little bit, so I'll take the call next time. And then what was the other thing? I said I was going to call about the Tina Peters thing. Melzie did it, but I haven't done it, so I'm gonna do it just live on the spot here, put myself there for everyone to do this. So I'm gonna call right now. So make sure I got on speakerphone. Was it? So it's 202. Silence my notifications.
Movies 456.
456, 456, and 1111. We're there for 1111. And so just preparations, since I'm on the spot here, Melzie, I'm gonna ask who am I getting here? Do we know? We'll find out. I'm going to say, get Tina Peters out. Free Tina Peters.
This is Kyle.
Q School demands that you get Tina Peters out now.
All right.
Q sent you.
Okay. Q School sent us.
Yeah. Throw it in there, man.
All right. It'll be funny because, here we go.
We're doing it live.
Thank you for calling White House comment line. The office is currently closed. Your comment is important to the president. Please call back between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Our direct number is 202-456-1111. Until then, you may send an e-message at www.whitehouse.gov/contact. Thank you for your call.
Okay, so we're gonna have to leave a message. Hopefully y'all caught that. I'll make sure I get that. I think we've shared that one too. The link so that's cool. You can leave a post. What a better place than just one person here. And that's what I said. Q School sent us on the White House comment line. I don't want to get too distracted trying to do that unless Melzie wants to work out. Otherwise, I'll do it and I'll share it maybe tomorrow that we did it. What our post is.
Awesome.
Make your own also. Let's do that. Oh, and I got something exciting for you, Tim. I know you probably got to hop off soon here. Check this out. So I searched The Rock. Okay, I got your message.
I can't believe he said that. I forgot all about it.
And we only played a tiny segment. We would have totally missed it today, and maybe even forgot that I said it yesterday. But it's super important because of Godspeed, and that's Q drop 15. Okay, so check this out, then, Tim. You're gonna have your mind blown. So I searched The Rock, and let me see where my drops are at.
I got no more brains. I got no more brains left. My mind's been blown away too many
The guy
times.
behind Trump looked like The Rock. I kept going, is that The Rock?
See, I don't even know which person
Is that
she's
The
talking
Rock?
about.
He's
She
the big
thinks
guy.
she
that
thinks
has
somebody
glasses.
behind him looks like it, but he pointed right
And
in
so I
front of
kept
him.
going, is that The Rock? And then he goes, that guy looks like The Rock. And I'm like, wait a minute. He looks like The Rock.
I was
That's what I'm
confused when
thinking.
she
So
said.
I
All right,
don't know.
so let me find. I searched The Rock the first time, so let's see if I got that one up still. Oops! Oh no, I didn't want that. Shit. See, they got these funny little buttons on there. What happened? Am I sharing the screen? No. Okay. This is okay. That one. I guess I'll do it on this one. So Tim, I searched The Rock. Did I do that with you guys on? I don't think I did. Or yeah, there was just one Q drop.
Yep.
Let me show this. So, and then we did Think Mirror also, which was funny because we did Think Mirror. There was 5 drops. Now The Rock, there's 1 drop. I'll tell you why that makes sense. And then so just 1 Q drop. Impeachment end. Attempts to send new articles to Senate to delay. Interesting. Future proofs pastor. This one's from January of 2020. January 30th, 2020. And Q tells us later on that they, Nancy Pelosi put the articles of impeachment through the House the very first day there was a COVID case in the United States in, Bill Gates' backyard up there in Washington. Seattle, Washington. Okay, thank you for that, Tim. And then that was purposely done, right? To hamstring him, to prepare for, and also not be able to go after them. The whole thing's crazy. Anyways, rest of Q Drop says, State of the Union, boomerang. The State of the Union this year was awesome, 2025. Wasn't that, guys? We should replay that as for fun. That was on Tim's birthday, no less. Also, boomerang. Quote, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting there gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Q. So just 1 Q post only with The Rock. That's just on QEgg. So that was an interesting one. I guess let me see what the tweet is. We did that one. Was that Lindsey Graham then? Okay. No, was this one? Is this another Carly? No, okay, that is just the Lindsey Graham one. Okay, but now check this out, Tim. I searched just rock. How many Q drops have just the word rock in it?
Just rock, ROCK. Oh man, I gotta say 17 or 15.
15.
15.
So we got the 15s, and so there is this connection with the rock, right?
Wow.
As it looks like the rock. 15 rock. My God. 15 drops with just rock, and check this out. $2.99 is the first one. It's December 7th. So we just had that as a Delta. That was Sunday. We weren't here, but that's the Pearl Harbor. I've talked about that a little bit for honoring our soldiers and all that stuff. My grandfather was stationed in Pearl Harbor during the bombing. He wasn't at the harbor, but he went there right afterwards and hopped on his motorcycle, drove to the yard. And I've never got to hear the stories of it was probably horrific for many of them to experience all that and whatnot. But anyways, he was there. So this anniversary on Pearl Harbor, 22/05/16.
There's a 51 right in the timestamp.
51 right there. Nice catch. And the 22. He was saying the 22, right? Remember?
Yep.
So Rothschilds, cult leaders, church, P, banks and financial institutions, worldwide government control, government controls people, Saudi Arabia, oil, tech, sex and children, or maybe sexual assault, or South America, definitely, right? Oil, tech,
definitely. Both of them
children going over, but Venezuela, all the gangs, everything, Central America. SA controls assigned U.S. and U.K. politicians and tech companies. Primary, that's assigned. They get assigned U.S. and U.K. politicians and tech giants who they're in control of, or whoever SA is. Maybe it's a different SA. Now Soros is mentioned. That's odd to me. Soros and Alex Soros, SA, Adam Schiff backwards.
Saudi Arabia.
Yep. Controls organizations of people, create division and brainwash, plus management and operator of slush funds, Personal net worth never reduces. Think the Department of Justice, settlements, consumer Iran, environmental pacts. Trump. Tim's talked about that before with us. They have this slush fund that they'd pay off these politicians with, or also if they had any sexual assault or sexual harassment cases against them, this slush fund paid these assholes lawyers and then paid their victims off with a slush fund. So these asshole politicians never got found out about. They'd have them sign the non-disclosure agreement, pay their victims with a slush fund from your taxpayer dollars. That's just the tip of the iceberg of these snake-ass, greedy assholes, how they freaking operate. That's why you got to get pissed off, because it ain't going to change until you do something about it. It can't be the military comes in and just takes it out. It never works that way. Like it's our karma to deal with this. And then who's going to learn from that, right? Then your children's going to get passed right back onto your children. Okay. Here's rock past authority over followers. That's the triangle there. Present. Why I say rock there? That's odd to me.
Yeah, it is.
Present, future. You would think future would be there too. Or when I saw it, I'm thinking paper, rock, scissors, right? For some reason.
Well, that's one side of the triangle gone on the present, one side of the triangle.
Right, but it's weird to say rock there. And then my brain kept thinking rock, paper, scissors. If you look at it, this could be a rock, this could be scissors, and then the future is paper. Then I don't know. That's autist observations. Yeah. Autist. Anyways, order is critical. Strings cut to United States, United Kingdom. Expand your thinking. Swamp drain. One sexual harassment exit plus future. ... R is in here. Talk about R in Christmas. And that's also renegade, right? Renegade for Obama. No, bomb away. Q, not bombs away. That's a really odd Q drop. I didn't mean to read the whole thing, but we stepped into it. So there it is. I don't know if we've ever read that one before, Tim. That's the first one. And then this one here too, though, weird. Look at this. What was talking about? This is the Anon. The value of the U.S. dollar is skyrocketing. So we were talking about the financial things, and he was talking about the stock market. That's one of the rock posts.
Oh, muted.
Am I back? We back?
You're back. Yep.
Thank you. So here's one about the immigration too, I think. And then states would offer driving privileges to unauthorized immigrants. It says it's a gift. It goes kind of fast. And then states offering no driving privileges is, there's exactly where they vote, right? The ones that
Democrat. That's the Democrat voters right there.
Illegal voting block. There's the voting block. Q said, great work, Patriot. Slowing will further highlight. Q, that was the GIF he was doing there. Here's interesting, though, too. When does the B-2 drop the first bomb? Bill Barr fit into 8 spaces. Reconfigure graphic. Knowledge is power. That was some old school stuff. Decodes. And then look Whitaker fit in there. Great example of moves and counter moves. Okay, keep your eye on the ball. This essentially was making people try to we say anons, but also the deep state especially was trying to figure out who was going to be the next attorney general. And it seemed like, it was going to be Bill Barr, which it would wind up being, but Whitaker also fit in the 8 spaces.
Sessions fits in there too.
Sessions too is SESSIONS. Wow, nice. Wow. And that's a big one too. I don't want to go into it too deep just because we're already long and I don't want to blow people's heads on, and we haven't really talked about any of that stuff for a while either. So there's the one with the rock, but 15 Q drops with just rock. Oh, right here he mentioned the prompter. Somebody mentioned it, right? Let's look at worth remembering. Note, they all read from a teleprompter. Who controls the message? And let's check out this. Here's a fun one. Is Doc Rock still a count there or not? And look at their count number is 1007.
I'm going to say yes.
Melzie? No? 2 no's and a yes. What about you guys out there? Put it in the chat. Have some fun with it. Let's click on it here. Doc Rock, drum roll. Coming and he's there. 71. Cute. Look, he's got a monster post here. Look at this. This will be fun. We should do this. Maybe we'll open this tomorrow. Look at this. Dig this Anon. Look at all this stuff this Anon's got for us here. Doc Rock 1007. And I'm not following him. We're going to have to tell him Q School sent us, Tim. Remember, we haven't done that. I don't think we've done it on a daytime like we used to all the time. So let's get to the bottom here. We're going to play the video. Look at number 71. #QAnon, free speech on social media, contradicting the dirty D's. Dirty Dick Party. Extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is a great little film to watch. And pay attention because they're the mouthpieces, but they don't say whose democracy, right? And really, it's not a democracy. Is actually mob rule, and these mob assholes have been ruling us. We're a constitutional republic, but it's a threat to their democracy, right? It's not yours. But I'll say that in just a minute. Let me put a little message here. Let our friend know that Q School sent us.
Say great work. Say great work. Without you got to put a Q in there though. You got to put the Q instead of the O.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, replace your O's with Q's. Yeah, there you go.
All right, there we go.
That's our new alphabet. Just so you guys know.
There we go. Okay, let's check it out. The little video here, 1 minute 37 seconds. We'll play this for a second.
To our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous 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 to our democracy.
All right, I thought it was gonna be a minute 37. What happened there?
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest.
Oh, okay. I missed the so it started partway through. Let's play this first part just for a second. Y'all can, if y'all haven't seen this, and then I'll stop it where we started, I guess. So 1 second.
Responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about troubling irresponsible, one-sided news stories
Plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
more alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Extremely dangerous. So there we go. I'm glad we actually played it again, so y'all got the full brunt of that. Yeah, some of y'all actually haven't seen that. Melzie said, and that's Sinclair, but they're all the same. And the Q Job says, well, this is. Let me go that just to get that off my mind.
Enemy of the people, right there.
Yeah, Q says worth remembering. Note they all read from a teleprompter. Who controls the message? So here's the beauty of this Q plan. What I believe I've come to the conclusion is they were leading the enemy on all along. We definitely know that's true. So Anons, even back in 2020, who controls the message? Well, you're thinking Mockingbird Media, CIA, but it's really the White Hats that actually been the ones that control the message all along. And that's truly mind-boggling. I know that frustrates some people, but you also then have to trust that they've seen higher intelligence or future timeline technology to do everything they can to. Then there's a Q Job that says that we're exhausting every resource to protect every man, woman, and child. Basically, that's my paraphrase. You're not gonna find it like that, but and then we have to also be pushed, right? You have to be put through the crucible, the pressure point, and fortunately. There's also the White Hats have captured all these dangerous timelines where they're going to do something super dangerous and dark. And what was this event recently? I was just thinking where we captured the timeline. Anyways, the point is, you look at the mirror of this. When we read them in 2020, it seems like we're talking about the CIA, Mockingbird Media. Now, future proofs. presence, I think we've been in control for a long time. It was over before it began. So y'all get excited about that. Here's our Q drop 4413. I think was it 3414? It is. It's 3414. So this would actually be, that would fit, is the one where it's only anons can appreciate the validations. I'll show that Q drop next. But here's 4413, beautiful American flag. And an article from Axios. Let's see. Oh, this is important. I'll check out this one, Tim. Of the Rock. Remember how many Q drops on, this is Q alerts number, but this we still got to it, is how many Constitution Q drops?
51.
51. And this is one of the 15 rock drops. And it says, those loyal to our constitutional republic and our command structure, those loyal to the office of the president and the will of the people, those who swore an oath to protect and defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic, those good people who serve proudly for America, Castle Rock, for God and country, Q.
I forgot one other thing, and you can show everybody when you type in Constitution without the space at the end, you get 51. But if you type in Constitution on Q alerts, you can only do it on Q alerts, and put the space, which what it does is it just captures the word Constitution. You get 15.
Oh man, I gotta show that one out. And let's see if we haven't done to double check our numbers on the what do you call it? Is it qalerts.pub or .net? Sometimes we get sometimes slightly different numbers. So let's check this one out. So this is what's different about Q alerts. We're on Q alerts here right now, guys. It's qalerts.pub or .net. .pub, I think we usually use. And then as opposed to QAG, okay, QAG.news is the other one. But on QAG, if you put a word like cult, you're going to get all the words. So you would get
culture,
difficult, culture. Exactly. Okay. Now, if I put that in here, how's it? If I put the space, I would get only words with cult, or like the space matters. So the dash matters with 45. The space matters on Q alerts. So let's actually just test it on Colt, and then we'll fact check Tim on the 5158. Colt 48. Oh my gosh! I said from the beginning, I said it was kind of like a cult-like following. Oh my gosh!
Oh, you can't make this up. You can't make it up.
And go ahead, somebody find the answer. I've put it out there before. If you know the answer, drop it. Go ahead and do the research. Is how many cult drops are in QAG, QAGG.news. So I can't believe that's 48. Same thing as the Q plus on that one too. That's a wild little find we got there. Now let's try it with the space, because I guess these ones would still come up. And I'm thinking QAG, you could probably put a space before.
You put the space before, then the word, then space after. That's
and after. Okay.
You have to isolate. That's how we isolate the individual word.
That's nice. And that's actually a nice tool, because I'm not sure how you do that in QAG. Or in QAG, the word is already isolated if you did it, but you would get all the other ones. So to isolate it, like Tim says, that's kind of cool. So there's more tools to use, different search engines and stuff too, guys. Check it out, Tim. 14.
Oh my God. Oh wow. Q drop 14.
And this was a Delta, or so a friend of mine was posting. Look at this. The first one too is at 153, Tim. Timestamp.
Oh no way.
153. We're on a roll here. Look at this. Do you notice any similarities? So here's DJT working with the Black community over decades, being celebrated. He's out. There's a great little video too out there that shows every single year a rapper making a song about Donald Trump until he becomes president, and then it's all this horrible music about him, talking about puppets on the stage for sure. So, and then Q says, do you notice any similarities? D's attempt to turn the public against our police, ICE, and those who continually serve the public interests and protect. Open borders with no immigration and custom officials to safeguard the people. That would be direct violation of the Constitution, right? As Article 4, Section 4 says, you got to protect your borders and your people. Hello. European Union governments attempt to turn the police against the people regarding the yellow vest protests. Okay, so that was a big one. You got police officers on horses, and that was during all the COVID craziness. I think they started even before COVID started, but they were still doing their yellow vest protests. Then they went around the world, but they really pitted the police against people. It's just like they try to divide us every way, divide us by race, religion, class, political affiliation, right? They would also do that police officer and trying to turn the people against the police. You've obviously seen that narrative spun in America, and then the programming with the police officers, and many of them are. Most of them are good guys. Most police, the overwhelming, vast majority are great people that want to serve. And hopefully we can change the name to like peace officers, like they should be, or what, change the language. But there are, though, is a large community of Masons in the police line of work, because think about if you've ever had a job that's really unique and that no one can almost really appreciate the circumstances until you're in it. A police officer is one of those. No one would really understand what it's like to be a police officer unless you've been in military or police specifically. My family's deeply involved in crime lab, highway patrol, and all the things and stuff too. So somebody can just be walking. We hear about all the bad things they do, but you could be walking up on a regular call and in 2 seconds your life's gone. So the point is that the Masons, and again, if it's the good side, is that it's a camaraderie and a fraternity kind of in a way with the police officers. But unfortunately, a large number of them are Masons, and you know how that gets infiltrated and how that whole thing plays out too. So anyways, they're trying to pit the people against the police officers, more division and stuff too. So this is what Q is drawing our attention to. Police versus people. There it is. European Union. D's attempt to sway public versus police and ICE in the U.S.
We're seeing it today.
So, and you're seeing this too also still in the European Union, right? They're getting in trouble for posting memes and shit. That's how absurd it is out there in the UK. That's what happened, or Australia, when they let your guns get taken away. That's the shit that comes next. A war against globalism, a war to retain sovereignty, divide those who police and safeguard against the people they are sworn to protect, chaos. Make the people fight themselves versus original targets, aka the old guard. Talk about this one all the time. That great meme that they're all playing on our backs. They're playing the board game on our backs. When we stand up, it's over for them. That's why we also the more you know yourself and you've gone to healing, then you don't get divided by other people. You actually can build the bridge. You can make those connections. Now, if somebody's totally gone off the rails and retarded, you can't do anything about it. You got to protect your peace, but we can be the bridge to connect everyone, right? Fake news, push of racism, fascism, sexism, every other ism, etc., against those seeking to end globalism in favor of nationalism. Pride of heritage and culture, preservation and security and safety is designed to keep, that's what nationalism is. But this, against all this, attacking people by the fake news, using all these terms, is designed to keep you submissive. Okay, that's kind of generally human nature. They want to fall in line, they're obedient, or they want to be part of the big majority. So this is like scaring people into that too. Or also people don't want to be outside of the tribe too, so they don't want to be shunned. Or that was like a thing back in the day. You would be exiled, was a big deal, to be away from community. So they're doing that, and that's still in humans' natures. They don't want to be ridiculed, they don't want to be called racist, they don't want to be called fascist. So then they fall right in line unless you're confident and powerful. So why do D's deploy and use racism as their go-to tactic when an argument or narrative cannot factually be substantiated? Read that again. Why do dirty D's, that's the Democrats, deploy and use racism as their go-to tactic when an argument or narrative cannot factually be substantiated? Okay, because that's the projection. It's the attack. Right. And we've shown this a lot. This is Q drop 2788 in a nutshell, right? Why are liberals always angry? Why do they get violent? Because everything they believe is not true. It's statements, not facts. Statements, not facts. They got MK Ultra on a mass scale. We all did, of course, and to all different extents. You just saw that Sinclair broadcasting thing. I wanted to talk about that more, but that's hypnotic speaking. And they're all saying the same exact thing. There's even a longer version where they're doing a corny ass Easter bunny joke, and they all say the same stupid ass way, and it's not even funny. Anyways, POTUS in the black community pre-candidacy versus POTUS in the black community post-candidacy. I just mentioned that about the rap songs. Maybe somebody could find that little video. Every year they show like 20 years straight of Trump being praised in a rap song, and then all of a sudden in 2015 or 2016, all of a sudden they hate his guts and they're trying to kill him and all this dumb shit. It's crazy. Reconcile. They want you divided, controlled, submissive sheep. What's your Telegram bio? Always said, Melzie? I put her on the spot. She's half asleep here. I've been talking too long. She'll figure it out in a minute. Posse Comitatus Act, which basically says the military can't act on American soil, but unless conditions are met, which is what Q Drop 14 is all about. So went a little long on that Q Drop, but I'll check back with my friends here, see if Melzie woke up, and check with my brother Tim. How y'all doing?
Doing good. Good. Yeah.
I wanted to be free.
Oh, say it again. Say it again. She remembered now. What is it?
When I realized I was a slave, I wanted to be free.
I want to be
Oh,
free.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, I remember you saying that years ago. That's perfect. Yeah. So again, the Constitution is 51, and then when you isolate Constitution, it's 15. So you got your 1551 there. Well, there's 15 deltas today, you guys. I hope you guys might go through a couple of those, but I got to break out of here. I can see he's getting a little bit like, hey, Dad, where's my supper? So I got to jump out, you guys. I had a lot of fun today, a lot of good moments, a lot of good connections. And man, you just got to love what Trump's doing. I'm telling you, man, the guy he's Superman. I'm telling you, this is just incredible. And I can't wait to live all this with you guys and everybody that's been following Q School for so long. And the journey continues on. But the next 11 months are going to be wild. I'm telling you, it's going to be wild going to those midterms. So just hang in there, you guys. Stay in high vibe mode and go in courage, go in kindness, and stay prepared. Keep sharpening your pencils. I call that up here your pencil. Keep your mind sharp. Stay healthy and stay positive, and that's how we're going to get through this. We'll get through this together because we're in it together. No one's above the other, and where we go one,
we go all.
Love you
That's
guys,
right, brother. Love. All right,
Thanks.
see you tomorrow.
15 deltas. Don't forget the deltas. They're good, really good.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right, let's check back here. See if Melzie's way. Let me check on some comments. Anything else y'all want to add out there? Haven't really been able to catch up with you guys so much. Oh, got some good gematrias in here. I'm gonna put that on the board right now. Works pretty well. 2 people for a second. How's everybody doing out there? I think we're gonna cover a few more drops and wrap it up. Silent majority. Amen. Jay Rosemary's in the house. Shout out, brother. Susan Calloway. Unity 89. Encourage 89. A God's Plan 89. God is in control 174. Trust the plan 174. I made this one 89. Nice one, Jay. Okay. So yesterday's either Cindy, what you got for us? All right, let's take this down. Anything to add, Melzie? I wish we could this is the one part I miss about having the Telegram stuff where it's you could ask a question, y'all could just come on the mic. Sometimes I'm still waiting to hear somebody say something. Feel like I'm on an island here. I'm on an island.
Well, you're not on an island.
Okay.
You just talk all the time. And it feels like you're on an island. That's all.
Still not hearing anything. Well, now I hear something, I guess. But.
Yeah.
He looks like the Rock 202. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like the Rock. So that guy looked like the Rock. And then we had these rock comms. See? You'll have to look at it later.
Yeah. Drop 51. I think Tim had mentioned that, or that he said that from the original recording there. Drop 51, 153. I don't know if you were in here, Susan. You probably were. Callaway. Jedi made it back. Q School shout out. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Good to see you all. Let's see. Think Mirror. That was the ones I did on there. Okay, let's do the Q drops. I don't want to get too distracted on the messages. Thank you guys for all the beautiful messages that we do appreciate it very much. Instagram too, you guys all
217 right now.
217 right now. Oh, on whatever time. 217. Oh, on the recording. On the recording. Oh, and one of the 15 rock drops. Let me think. I think I still got those up. Hopefully I still got them up. I didn't. Hopefully Tim's listening too. One of the 15 rock drops. Check this one out. Is on 217.
Wow.
And I think today, I don't know if we were on it, but I remember Tim mentioned it was 222. We were a few minutes, but there's the next 2 drops are 222, 222. So wow. I don't know. Ooh, targeted right there again. I need to look that up on the 147. Oh, by the way, in the, reading the comments after the shows and whatnot, and Susan Calloway found an awesome one. It's in all caps in the Q drops. As the world, I haven't done this in real time yet. As the world turns. By the way, 125, John Kennedy 125, as the world turns 217. Wow. Check that out. Is that pretty crazy or what?
And 89. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. 89 is another 17 in there. Even the 188, 17. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. So hopefully you saw that, Tim, there. I think I said it yesterday, but y'all get to see it now. 4 words, 15 letters. 15 letters is As the World Turns, and it comes out to 217. So there we go. Some more fun connections with the Q School family, the 217 start time, and the Q drops. Awesome in the gematria. So all right, let's take a look at the deltas, and I think we're gonna wrap it up unless you got anything specifically, Mel.
Yeah, there's one Q drop that I did for the overlay today, and it's
it's one of the deltas.
It's one of the deltas.
Okay, perfect. And I forgot I didn't even hardly get a chance to look at that. So let's see here. So we got 15 deltas. There's fact check true, December 10th. We're on Q alerts here, and I'll just scroll through unless you want me to go straight to that.
You just scroll through and do your thing.
Okay, so I'll just see what catches my attention here. How many was it again? 15, right? So this is interesting. Q drop 2577, 10:58:47, plus 17-minute delta between tweets. Cherry on top. So this one you could probably go to QAG and bring on Trump's tweets, but sometimes some of this stuff's hard to find. This is like my ultimate goal too, to have like an archive from OG-anons and using AI and kind of like have a catalog of some of these references and answers and whatnot. But that's the beautiful thing, and it's going to be studied forever, this Q operation. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. This one's interesting to me too. I'm going to read this one. Sometimes intrusions... Let's do this Twitter. Oh, this Nate King guy, he might be a whistleblower. Remember, if you last week, if you're with us, there was a whistleblower that was supposed to speak on the Clinton Foundation. I'm trying to think of the timing of all this. Anyways, I feel like this King guy. Let's see if he's there. You think this Twitter account's there, Mel? Kane_Nate?
No.
I feel like it's not either. If he's the guy I'm thinking of, I'm gonna stick with no. Sometimes I like to go against the grain. I'm gonna go. In this, we're both wrong. I guess I should have went with my. I'm just kidding. I felt like I think he got knocked off. Maybe he got back on too. I haven't seen him. I'm gonna follow him back. So yeah, he made another account. He must have got this one back. I bet you that's what happened, because I feel like I was doing a dig a while back and he was gone. So here it is, Nate Kane. Y'all want to follow him? I'm pretty sure he's this whistleblower. Let's see, husband.
It looks like the FBI raided his house.
Husband, father, veteran, cybersecurity expert, whistleblower, patriot, free thinker, and prayer warrior, congressional candidate. Dang it, why did I go do that? I shouldn't hit that button. Congressional candidate, love God, family, and country. And he looks like he's got a show, the Raising Cane Show. Whoa, Trump's mentioned Raising Cane. General, excuse me. General, it's officer is general, I guess, but this is interesting. So follow Nate Kane. Let him know Q School sent him. And let's find out what he's doing here. So what do you say? Update, keeping my head up, staying strong in the Lord. 22 comes up again. 22 days since the FBI raided my house and still no answers and no return of my equipment, which means I still can't work. God, please bring vindication and please expose those involved. Don't allow any evil to befall me. Amen. All right, there's Nate Kane, 12:08 on the timestamp. I'm always confused on what timestamps on my screen are, so I'm not even going to try to guess on that one.
Maybe he hasn't posted since then.
No, I don't know if that's his last post. That was just that's the timestamp. Okay. I'm sure he's probably posted. Let me go to his account here. If he's back on here, yeah, 1 hour ago. Hollywood didn't fall. This is his restream right here. It looks like.
Oh, good.
48 views. Good to see that. Even he's not getting a ton of views either. It's hard out here. He's got 62,000 followers. His 1 hour show only got 48 views. I guess not doing that bad. It was 107.47 though. An hour and 47. An hour and 7 minutes and 47 seconds. Yeah, that seems like comms. That's comms. I'm the only one that's liked it. And 125 now. John Kennedy 125. We just showed that. As the World before you put in terms is 125. Hopefully you guys all see what I'm saying. I'm showing there. Can you see it? So. Is it far enough down there? Look at who's talking about. Whoa. David Clements just exposed the war they hoped you'd never see. Let's watch this for a second. Oh, he's got a whole nother live stream here. Dang it. Did he have David Clements on his show?
He might have.
They were able to link up their time travel. They didn't get lost. Central Casting's trending.
Nice. 304.
Trump gold card.
Look, 34.
3004. 34. Nice. right, let's go back to the deltas. Get distracted here. It was good though. There's so Nate Kane talking about the FBI raiding his house. Sometimes intrusions have a way of safeguarding people and evidence.
Very interesting.
Sometimes intrusions are a necessary event in order to safeguard chain of custody. Post OIG, that's Office of Inspector General. Not sure what WB is. Help me out, diggers. Post OIG WB status plus doc handover protocols. Okay, my first instinct on this, by what they're saying here, is they would have raided a good whistleblower, they being white hats, like in a law enforcement unit, FBI or whichever unit that was uncorrupted and went in there first. So our boy Matt Kane was going to get probably raided by somebody that wouldn't be friendlies either way. So then we would lose evidence that he held. They were going to try to destroy his evidence. So Q team is straight up saying they basically were the ones that raided him. That's a pretty strong statement. You know, that's powerful, because there's other things in this kind of idea with the plan, or that I was trying to think of the one in my head, is Epstein. Okay, if y'all probably don't remember this, but the early Q drops, because this was before all the stuff. Epstein, I think, died in 2019, so before the 2020. Maybe some of you guys remember, of course, the Epstein stuff a little bit, but on the Q drops, because many of you probably weren't watching Q drops 2019, when he was arrested, Q again let us know certain things. Again, then when he dies, that we could tell that that was a white hat operation. Like Q let us know that. So that's from the beginning, the get-go. So this even goes, and this is why all the shills and the fagas keep trying to spin the narrative of Israel and Mossad and, you know, what's his fucking name that didn't kill himself? Epstein's alive, or Epstein's, you know, is alive. And it sounds like he is, and it seems like, but he's actually going to testify on it. That's going to blow people's minds. I don't know that for sure, but that's kind of the word on the street.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, that's a big, powerful one, and because that's also what it's still part of the awakening. Like, yes, he didn't die. People's minds are going to be blown. I don't know anything. And
I think the Secret Service agent from Trump, the bald Secret Service agent.
Nobody knows 157. Nobody knows. So, all right. So back to the drop here.
Because you need a federal witness.
Federal witness for especially the treason stuff. Or multiple witnesses. Okay, so some intrusions have a way of safeguarding people and evidence. So yeah, I mean, especially if they're going to try to take them out. This also what we call, like in the classified document community, your safety is in your publicity. You know, sometimes people try to stay totally anonymous if you can as a whistleblower, but sometimes your information is so specific, you kind of are exposing yourself no matter what, and it's very dangerous. And then if you can come out to the public, and you're in the public sphere, that protects you, because killing you, then you become a martyr, and you also validate what people are being suspicious of. Okay, does that make sense, guys? So a lot of classified information people have had that same situation. They kind of got doxxed, and then they just went ahead and stayed in the spotlight, and that actually gives them protection. And I think Q mentions that elsewhere too. Some intrusions are a necessary event in order to safeguard chain of custody, again, because they're going to destroy the evidence. Probably talking about the post OIG. Not sure what WB is. You see in chat at all, Mel? Anybody got an answer on WB?
No, I keep thinking, and I just can't. I just think like W. Bush. I know that's not it. But.
Interesting. So that's why your mind. I love the mind. You're thinking. Let's just try to OIG. Let's see the little lookup thing. I don't think you guys can see if I do the lookup. Can you see it on your screen that I've got? What I got going on?
I see you just
no,
copied
you can't see it. Let's see what it says on my screen. It said integrity, Office of Inspector General, integrity of department programs and operations, including the fair, accurate, and non-discriminatory, lost my space here, delivery of benefits. I think I can bring this up for you guys somehow. Let me figure this out. There we go. So you guys can see what I'm at least reading. Office of Inspector General. See if WB pops up anywhere. Man, the little lookup thing had some good information there. Look at this one. Here's our HRC. Holy shit. Never seen this one. For a long time, I was always telling, what's another HRC? And we had a military friend. He shared that there's a human resources command, I think it is. And it's actually, so it's human resources command. It's like a military human resources department in some way. That's interesting if anybody has any more digs on that. And this one I've never seen. And this is right from the Office of Inspector General. So we got to add this to the list now. Human Rights Commission. The West Virginia Human Rights Commission will encourage and endeavor to bring about respect, tolerance, and mutual understanding among all citizens of West Virginia, interesting it's specific to West Virginia, regardless of their race, gender, religious persuasions, ethnicity, or disability. The commission will administer and ensure adherence to, through education, investigation, mediation, and adjudication, the Human Rights Act, which prohibits discrimination in employment, housing, and places of public accommodation. So, anyways, Human Rights Commission, another HRC. Let's see. I don't see any WC, West Virginia clearance. Why is West Virginia coming up on this? Oh, I went to westvirginia.gov somehow. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I was doing a little search. I wanted you guys to see what I was reading. It didn't work out too well. So
right.
Back to the Q drops. Here we are. I think I got the right spot now. Let's keep digging on that shit.
All right.
Active criminal investigations of this magnitude must be handled with extreme care. Handle with extreme care.
Well, I bet that does, huh?
The moment your name went live, there was no other choice. Keep the faith, Patriot. You are never alone. Damn, that's huge. So if y'all aren't understanding this, let me take you back to Matt Cain's page here. And when he shared that information about he's going to be a whistleblower and his name went live, as in it came across the channels. And I truly actually believe too, was part of Snowden's operation for the good guys. Whoever Snowden is, Julian Assange, or like Snowden's a made-up character. Even the character we think is the real guy that we've supposedly seen is just an actor. Okay, the term Snowden is the inside term, as in when a breach happens in an intelligence agency, you are snowed in, as in they call in every single agent immediately. You report, no waiting, no ifs, ands, or buts. Do not pass go. You straight in, and everybody's locked down until they figure out how the breach happened, where it came from, how far it went, what's exposed, how can we stop it, everything, right? And then obviously the people that don't make it in, guess what? They're probably red flagged immediately, okay? So that's what a Snowden is. And then we've had other Snowden's events. That's why they say another Snowden is the term on that one. So I just want to reiterate that. I think we're getting a little long here, so I'm going to go back to the deltas, make sure we cover the one that Mel wanted to cover, and then before I lose track, and then go from there. So let's see. Here's this comm again. Those with the most to lose are the loudest. Those who knowingly broke the law in a coordinated effort, treason, are the most vocal. Crimes against humanity. Yep. Q. That makes me think of that video we saw on Telegram. I want to play that. Obviously, we didn't plan for it today, but there was a big bust up raid of Miami-Dade police. Had some internal major sheriff gets arrested. They arrested multiple people on a major multi-connected raid. They had to go all after 17 people, 17 plus the sheriff. 17 people plus the sheriff were raided and arrested in Miami-Dade's police department. All this inter-corruption and stuff, but the little retelling of it, we got to verify all these facts and stuff, but it was the police officers, one jumped out his window and was running and gets tackled by FBI. Another one swallowed pills trying to kill himself. Another one was destroying evidence and destroy. It's crazy, bro. This is real fucking life, dude. These police officers knowing they're going to prison for their life because they were actually coordinating or in cahoots with the freaking cartel, and the whistleblowers would actually get exposed because they were coming to the police first, and the police were exposing them to the cartels, dude. And then they would kill them. Straight up tied to murders and stuff. So we got to verify all this evidence, but y'all don't have any digs on that stuff. That was Miami kind of throughout this summer. And Tim and I, we never heard anything of it. So, but we have the video of it. It's 15 minutes. So maybe we'll play that tomorrow or hopefully this week.
You're not going to hear about a sting operation either until it's over with.
That's true.
Especially something like this, it would probably be buried by the news.
It kind of is even, it kind of gives even more validity to me. Basically, an AI. We'll play it tomorrow. Let's play it tomorrow, okay? And we'll cover Barry too, or at least this week for sure. It's 15 minutes in it. It's an AI. Breaking it down and the speech word, but these things are all pretty verifiable, the dates and stuff. But the raid was in May, this May, and then so they got arrested. But it makes sense they would keep it hush hush because they got to make sure all their P's and Q's are in order. Plus, you gotta have the jury and all this stuff. So it's just crazy to me that even though the raid, of course, was kept secret after all that, it's been several months, but stuff's still happening now. I think the sheriff just got convicted. Maybe that seems all awfully fast. That's what this AI video was saying. Again, we'll play that for y'all.
Well, we are seeing that judges are are corrupt. And I think that that's, right
and we're
now.
seeing some get arrested. We've seen all of it. Mayors get arrested, Congress people, judges. Keep going.
The people have to see that there's no, and we've known that. Like when we go to court, we're scared, right? We're worried and what's going to happen. And we feel that justice wasn't served and we didn't have a voice. And so if there's a cabal, a syndicate, a criminal syndicate that has control over judges, it most certainly would have control over chief of police and, chiefs of police and other people within that network, right? Main police officers to go out and do the business. And it would be easy to find those people, and that's like what you said, that the Masons are usually tied up into that and that fraternal thing. And you don't say anything against your brother, even if you know something's going wrong, because you just don't have the opportunity, I think, to you'll lose your job, you'll lose your place in society, you may have a family and all those things that then become choices, right? And I think that all of us have been through that, but I don't think, police officers especially, I can't imagine that job and how stressful that is to be, trying to go out and figure, be on top of your game every single day, right? Every single day. You can't be down one day. You have to be on top and know either your mind's okay, you're getting enough sleep, you don't have enough stress, all those things so you can stay alive and come home at night. And then on top of it, trying to morally work with people and understand what's happening and make right choices. So when you have corruption that goes into that, it makes a good cop's job harder, I think.
Absolutely. That's like kind of the carnal offense against that too, right? That's who you're trying to serve. And then we've seen all that too. And that's part of the secrecy and stuff too. And that's why we're gonna have transparency, and especially with our money and stuff, right? Because all this corruption funnels through hidden and secret money, right? And this new perfect system will be, again, you'll have your privacy, but we'll be able to track, illegal activity type stuff more or less, and then not till it's, clear that it's illegal, then you're gonna maybe get somehow identified by law enforcement, but otherwise your transactions will be all private as they should be and stuff.
Well, a lot of those organizations too have created administrative mandates, kind of, so and they don't have authority because it wasn't brought down by a judge, or it's not constitutional, right? And that's what the Chevron doctrine, I think that's kind of bringing all of this up with the judges and stuff too, and all of the things that are happening that, like they said that a judge says you can't do this, and so we can't fire people within our government. Trump can't fire people within the government, some judge came and said, right? And so the administrators are saying, no, we weren't chosen by the people, but we're good at our job, so you should trust us, right? That doesn't make sense when you put it that way. And so they're saying, no, we're the ones that should make the laws and you should trust us, but you didn't appoint us, and that's unconstitutional.
Yeah, and that's exactly what that was the Supreme Court justice too, right? Ketanji was saying that basically, they spin it in all their words and stuff, but essentially she was defending the idea of a shadow government. Like you can't, you're the expert. Yeah, we saw how the experts operated during COVID. No thanks on that one, for sure.
Right.
Okay, back to the Deltas here. A few more things. Here's the one I just did. By the way, this Twitter was Samantha Powers. She's one of the SP in the Q jobs. So here there's stop this headline writers. If you want to quote this president in a headline in an age when many people read only headlines, you must write Trump, a proven serial liar, says. See how they always paint the narrative. It's all projection. But best not to quote him in a headline. She's trying to attack Reuters. But as December of 2018, so many people still did hate him. The numbers shrunk over time. People that love him has grown. And as you see people awake, Samantha, you're the proven serial liar. You lied with your boss, Obama, for 8 years. You continue to lie. There's no evidence of Russia collusion with Trump. Trump is telling the truth, and he's been vindicated every single different way. Now let's talk about your criminal act of unmasking American citizens, Kay. That's someone that knows the Q jobs right there, to be known about the unmasking in 2018. That's a Q friend. already following them. So because what the unmasking is when you got these illegal FISAs, the unmasking shows who the FISA is on, and that's what they did in the Oval Office. Joe Biden was one of them. They unmasked General Flynn. That's also why they attack General Flynn so much, because he's a key piece of this whole puzzle. And that's why he's to be top crew. So that's what's going on with General Flynn. You know what side of the line we are with him. Y'all should already know. And we pointed out the people that aren't, what's up with them, for real. So here's some other ones. Let's see. The plan to have the Fed raise rates, which they just dropped them, I heard. Was that today? Y'all want to verify that? The plan to have the Fed raise rates.
Yeah, I thought that was timely, huh?
Yeah.
Now?
Steep incline beginning March 2019 in an effort to kill the economy prior to 2020. So this goes right along with everything we've talked about. That one really long key drop code.
Oh, look at the date on that 3223.
Oh, yeah, the timestamp. Yeah, that's a Q school in there too with the 223, 322, and the 223 with the PM. Normally it'd be 15, 20, 23 on QAG there. Let's see, structure change coming. That's interesting. P election is known and planned for. I assume that's presidential election. But these are some of the moves they did to try to prevent Trump. You know, they were messing with the interest rates to prevent his economy from growing, and prior to 2020, and then you know what they did in 2020 to kill the economy. And steal the election. Here's some good stuff from Ben Garrison. Y'all have never seen Ben Garrison. He's a, what's this called? Caricature, political cartoonist. He does great stuff. He also shows Q stuff, and this is like mainstream. There's been a couple different Ben Garrison things with QAnon or a Q in it and stuff too. So here's nationalism. That's what the Yellow Vest protest was all about in France, kicking globalism out, the Great Awakening. That was all over the European Union too, because that was the big scam. Just like they used the same playbook over and over. This is how they took over all the banks, was they crashed the stock market. Then the big central banks said, oh, see, these little banks are going to fail. They have to have a backup. They have to be backed up by, federally insured. So the federal banks buy up all the local banks.
I can't remember if you go in that link, it shows the yellow jackets and the whole bunch of people that Q's on them.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. One of the Yellow Vest protests, it might be this one. So yeah, some of you might not have seen this. This is 2018 even. I was saying, so yeah, it was right before 2019 though. So 809, that's 17, December 10th, 2018. Oh, this is that art we had. But somewhere in this group of Q posts, we're going to see the Yellow Vest protest stuff.
Yeah,
so let's see if we can find one of them.
But
Why don't you want to read this JFK quote so I can take a little break here just for a second?
Sure.
Drink some water.
Yep.
Quit flapping the gums.
The times are too great, the challenge too urgent, and the stakes to permit the customary passions of political debate. We are not here to curse the darkness, but to light the candle that can guide us through that darkness to a safe and sane future.
Sane future.
I like it.
Wow, nice one. JFK. I wonder when he said that one.
Yeah, probably, somewhere between, I'd say, prior.
Well, we got to double check. I'm saying we got to make sure he
wonder.
said it, because what if it's another JFK, or do you lose the junior title, right? That's the whole thing. Okay, back to the drops here. Samantha Powers got her stupid shit off. Let's see. What you think? You saw a Yellow Vest protest in here? Maybe it's right on the image.
I might have followed a link in there too.
Here it is.
There it is. See.
So here we go. So these are all the different people. Look at that. The Yellow Vest protests in.
Look at all those Qs.
In France. Look at that. QQQ. These are different people.
I see Q people.
Where we go one, we go all. I see Q people. A bunch of Q-tards. There's a scissor stabbing the old Illuminati in the eye. Tim would say that too. I was poking them in the all-seeing eye and stuff, especially when they're exposing all their.
Still think Q is a LARP.
Still think Q is a LARP. There's an OGR back in 2018. Yeah. Rothschild demission. Okay, demission. Here's something in France. Pedophiles, Democrats. There you go. QQ, Anons. There it is. So that's all the way back in 2018. Now that's just
you sent me
tiny tip of the iceberg. Yeah, definitely. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah. Tiny tip of the iceberg. That's infinitely times bigger now. Beautiful thing to see. And there it is in the same one just below it. So this was also demonstrating why we called the show this too. The world is watching. is the world has been watching from the Q drops, and especially the movie that we're playing out, America, Trump and all these things, and all y'all in different countries are following your stuff. It sounds like lots of stuff is getting exposed currently right now in multiple countries. I think UK, I know, is having some big stuff. Australia also. It makes sense as we're getting exposed in our country. You guys will do as well. I heard a long time ago a really big arrest or like announcement will actually happen outside of America first. That's just, a little tweet that, not tweet, is a word that a bird passed down away. That always was kind of interesting to me. Kind of made sense that it might happen that way. Just FYI on that. So, but here's the one that we had for our backup, or the backdrop, the image that Melzie made for us today. Is this here? It's the geographic South Pole. Says Roald. It seems like Ronald would be, and there's a missing N for Ronald. It's Roald Amundsen, December 14th, 1911. So we arrived and were able to plant our flag at the geographical South Pole. Elevation 8,000 or 9,000. It's missing 301 feet. There's the spot on the map. Robert F. Scott. This is who wrote our national anthem. January 17th, 1912. Wow. The pole, yes, but under very different circumstances from those expected, end quote. And if you zoom in on this too, this is very interesting, especially for the flat friends. They kind of like that little thing there. Y'all want to look on that, you can zoom in on that picture. This is what Q drop number are we on here? 2566. And the image, I think Q shared this image. So Q, look at this. The name of the title, The World is Watching. Tim might have seen that ahead of time to help us, because sometimes we'll ask, what the deal is. And here it is. The world is watching, united, not divided. Together we win. Where we go one,
we go all.
We go all, baby. So I think that's a great one to probably end on, unless Melon was dying to read another one. But
I think that one is a perfect one to end.
Perfect one to end on for sure. Bring us up here for a second. Check in with all you guys. Anything else there?
Well, should we pull up some of our
yeah, that's okay.
Real quick.
And I'm gonna get this ready here. Justice Will Be Served is gonna be our closing video. We'll stick with that theme for the month here. We're gonna bring on. So I'll bring up our site here for get some swags. Let's put the ticker on too, maybe.
Takes us a second.
That's right. Here's the hammertime.printify.me. Is a different place y'all can get some different gear for Christmas. We got mugs, Q School mugs, necklaces, sweatshirts, long sleeve shirts, the stocking, which is super awesome with Q Drop 2598 on the back of it. Santa with the hammer. If y'all want some Christmas stuff. Kids sweatshirts, Q School, wrapping paper, Pepe 17, trucker hat, wrapping paper, or just Q School wrapping paper. It doesn't have to be Christmas, any occasion. Let me click on that one so you can see it a little better. This is pretty cool when it's on the wrapping. It kind of looks like fire. It looks festive either way. So again, any time of season, Q School wrapping paper. There's some pretty cool stuff you can do to support the channel. Different things we got here. Q School ornament. Also, Mel's probably doing the QR codes. You can scan there while you're looking on there. Also, love the 17 Q School sweatshirt. 17 splits the 1 and 7. The Q School's on the back of that one. Oh, the kids one too. The Q is Q School on the front with the 17 on the back too. So you also still got the 17. Teach your kids gematria. We got the Batman shirt. Haven't shown that one in a while. And then cups, mugs, hats. Got mugs with Q drops on them. Also, hats, everything else too. So get that stuff before the holidays. You also got a little bit of time if you want to help support the channel, or you can donate directly to us. Also, again, other things you can do to help us out. Share the live out. Tell your friends, at least add them in there or whatever. Just sometimes there might be somebody out there that you never know. Somebody you're thinking of that might be interested. Send them the live. We'd appreciate that. Make sure you hit like. Go ahead and follow us as well too. If you're watching on my X, make sure y'all follow me, help grow in the account. Melzie's back on X there. MelzieKaye 17, Kaye 17 on X also. And again, on the bottom, you can see the different places to find us at. Thank you guys. We appreciate all the love. Again, thank you, Susan Calloway, Scott, all you guys, Brittany, also all the beautiful people in our family here and all the donations and getting all the different swag and stuff too. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you all. And just the brilliant, beautiful comments also in the comments, like the best part about this community also. So
thanks so much, guys.
Right on. Anything else?
No.
All right, wrap it up. Here we go. Hey, Anon 55 to close out. Justice will be served. Yes, sir. Let's keep calling for it, friends.
We have to get the right people. It's all about the people. So when I first came here, I was only in Washington 17 times in my life. All of a sudden, I'm president. And I really knew nobody. I relied on people. Some were good, some were rhinos, some gave us some bad advice. And generally speaking, we had very good people. But we had some that we have to do better. Attorney General, we have to get a great Attorney General. So we will work with a lot of people to get the right people in. The difference is I now know sort of everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm not having to be relying on people that I didn't know very well and listen to their recommendations. And I think we're going to have phenomenal people. I know the people. I know the good ones, the bad ones, the weak ones, the strong ones. I think we're going to have great people.
We're friends with Kash Patel. He was on the show just before you, and that gives me a lot of confidence.
Yeah. Well, Kash is fantastic.
Yeah,
he's an example of a good one.
I told you when I got this job that we would crush violent crime, that we would take the fight to anyone who wishes to do harm to our way of life and to hurt our citizenry. This mission must be 24/7, 365 from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. But beyond that, we must go extraterritorially, like I've just told you about. We must go down to the furthest reaches of the planet to make sure that we bring you the justice that you have voted for.
What's happening is the largest RICO case in history. Everything's being done by the book, including the Law of War Manual. Corrupt people in the United States aren't the only targets. The cabal's network is worldwide. Right now we're in the exposure phase. Everything has to be shown to the people, and patriots need to clean house. Things aren't going to happen overnight. We have to go through the process. That way when the dominoes start falling, they won't have a way out. No technicalities, no loopholes, and no one to pay off. Trump has had 9 years to figure out who the patriots are, and who he wanted on his team. Those are the people he put into position. Just because you can't see what's happening in the background, doesn't mean nothing is happening.
The wheels of justice turn slowly. In fact, obviously I have a maniacal sense of urgency. So to me, when I see that terrible fraud has happened, I'm like, why haven't we arrested someone already? But as the saying goes, the wheels of justice turn slowly but surely.
Let this be a warning. You can run, but you cannot hide. Justice is coming.
America, there's a lot of moving parts that are coming together nicely here to save our republic. The work that President Trump and his people are doing with executive authority needs a clear field to run through this year. Some things that I can't even talk about, but let me just reassure you that Freedom Caucus level conservatives like me are in full support of the work that President Trump is doing. All things moving forward according to plan. We've overcome every obstacle. This is a new deal rolling right now, and the president needs our full support, and he's going to get it. So I'll keep you posted, but we have things well in hand, and our country is on the verge of really beautiful growth and prosperity. Hang in there, America. We're going to be okay. God bless you one and all, from sea to shining sea. I am just so honored to serve you. Oh.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
The American populace is facing an unconventional warfare scenario.
This is information warfare.
Yeah, thanks everybody for staying with us. We love you all from the South Pole to the North Pole or wherever y'all at in the world. We love you all. The world is watching. Hang in there, friends. Beautiful things are ahead. Keep fighting. Fight, fight, fight. Never quit.